to all. Swoops in daily, answering the call. Misfits united, we're hilarious blend. Discussing the chaos right to the end. So grab a pint, pull up a seat. The Hump Day Chin, watch a Wednesday treat. We'll chat, we'll rant, and we'll laugh till we fall. And we've madness for one and all. It's the Hump Day Chin Wag. We're having a ball. From TV to gaming, we're covering it all. A crew so wild, you'll never forget. With jokes so sharp, you'll break a sweat. From Brits to Yanks and Germans too, this quirky crew's got laughs for you. We're breaking the news and breaking the mold. The Hump Day Chin Wag is comedy gold. Break a sweat. From Brits to the Yanks and Germans too. This quirky crew's got laughs for you. We're breaking the news and breaking the mold. The Hump Day Chin Wag is comedy gold.
Rated R for retarded.
I would like to address the rumours of a certain meeting where a bag of cocaine was found before Emmanuel Macron, the Prime Minister of France, hid it in his pocket. Yes, we all did cocaine that day. And yes, we had a naked dance-off afterwards. This is how we do it in Europe. We like to sniff a little bit of cocaine and then we just get naked and dance and rub up against each other and shit like that. It's fun and we're all gay, so it's perfectly fine. Anyway, thank you. And have a nice day.
Hello and welcome to the Hump Day Chinwag 55. We're all here. Everything's going to go perfectly to plan. You may notice that we are missing a few guests today, and I will be your host for this evening. I am Jack Tarlad. Welcome to the Hump Day Chinwag. Unfortunately, Tombi is missing because he's gay. Smu is missing because he's night shift gay. Paul Hadouken is missing because he's pickle gay. And so you've been left with myself, Abe, Greg, and Hanayama and Yarnwich for today's show. And so Abe will be producing for me because I don't get permissions. But I'm going to present.
That is over 9,000.
Shots fired. Pew pew.
But not that I want the permissions anyway. But what we are going to do, we've got a good few subjects to get through this evening if we manage to get through the intros. What we're going to do is we're going to go. Usually we start the actual show about an hour and a half into the show, but nevertheless we're going to go around the horn as we usually do. Then we're going to say hello to the chat. So I guess we'll start with my producer for today. Abe, how are you doing, my friend?
How do? I'm feeling a little hoarse, but hopefully I'm...
That's what Vorsh said.
Yeah, hopefully I'll gradually move up to a big horse.
I put it to you that you sucked off a horse.
He gave it the slurpo.
So you're feeling a little hoarse, yeah? So like a Shetland pony or something like that.
Oh, yes.
Feeling a little cow.
Well, thank you for being my producer today, and I know that it's sort of off the cuff, but thank you for doing that. Anyway, Greg, how are you doing, my friend? Mate. How's things going?
Yeah, not bad. It's been a busy week. I had to do caring stuff with my dad. He's got cataracts.
Oh, fun.
and glaucoma and possible wet macular degeneration. So we've been back and forth to the eye hospital. So basically he's going to have his lenses sucked out over the next couple of months. So that's going to be my main carer role. But other than that, what have I been doing? I've played a few games, and like my arm's actually getting better, but I've cut down on the number of days in the week and the amount of time that I was playing. I was on starvation rations gaming wise, but now I've cut it down to 2 days, 2 hours a day, and that's it.
Back in my day,
that's all I can do.
Games were rationed.
That's all I can do, or I start getting numb fingers. So, like,
you poor
I don't
thing.
know. It is getting slowly better. I should go to the doctor, but
Yeah, it's definitely a nerve problem.
yeah, it's definitely a nerve problem, but it still works at least because I can feel it. So, yeah.
What was you going to say, Hanayama?
I was about to say, like, has he been there yet? Okay, apparently not.
Well, I was gonna. It's funny. Well, it's not really funny, but I was gonna book because I've got the stupid NHS app now, so it makes it easy to book. Whereas before, you have to do like a Squid Games procedure at the reception to even get an appointment with the doctors.
That sounds about right.
But and then I was about to get around to it, and then they sent me an email saying, because of the bank holiday, we're going to be closed until June or something.
What?
We're only taking emergency appointments.
What?
So you can't go and see them for a trapped nerve.
Okay, so that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Okay, fair. How long do you have this problem again?
Oh,
remind me again. Like how long do you
September last year.
Yeah. So you could have taken care of this. Like since when?
I'm taking care of it.
You could have somebody looked at it since like.
I've been to the osteopath every month, and it has helped.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
So I've been doing that. I've been doing the osteopath for freaking years with my bad back, and I'm actually 99.5% recovered now. It's just so much better compared to in COVID times. COVID times, I couldn't stand up for more than 10 minutes.
Wow.
That was it. And I had tennis elbow in both my arms. I couldn't lift a kettle to boil it. It came from my dad really fucking.
Holy cow!
Oh,
Jesus.
So yeah.
That you couldn't lift a kettle. That's like a sacrilege for a British person.
I know. But I had it in both arms, and it to be perfectly fair, it was gaming related. I had tennis elbow in both my arms, and I was like,
he's never played a fucking game of tennis in his life.
No, but it was Valheim. I was playing Valheim on a laptop at a dining table in a dining chair. So I was kind of like this, but I played it.
Why would you do this?
Because I didn't have a chair. I didn't have a desk or anything. I just had a
that's what he had.
Those are the kinds of injuries you sustain, like fighting.
Oh yeah, so the reason why I didn't have anything was because I was on carers support I'm unemployed and I'm employed by the government to care for my dad, so he doesn't have to go into expensive homes and shit like that. So, but they decided I think it was 5 years or 4 years that I was supposed to get £80 a month for the whole, every week, £80 a week, rolling and nothing extra on top of that. And then they got in touch with me before I bought the PC and a new desk and a new chair. They were like, we may have miscalculated your benefits over the last few years. We're just doing a review. And I was like, okay, cool. And then they got back to me a few days later and said, oh yeah, we've underpaid you slightly. And
just slightly, just a smidge.
Yeah, just a smidge.
I can't remember the amount. It was at least £5,500. They'd underpaid me in benefits. So I was scratching my ass. I couldn't afford to. I could barely afford to smoke.
Oh my God!
A cigarette, I was living off my dad's charity, basically.
That sounds about right.
Wow.
So,
what was it you was trying to say yourself, Abe, about those are the types of injuries? What? Because you kept getting stepped on.
Yeah, with all of those injuries, that sounds like he was fist fighting in Iraq or something.
Yeah, no, just virtual.
Monkey knife fights.
Just bare hand fighting Iraqis.
I'm much better now, though.
Good.
so much better now. But,
No, you
yeah,
no,
Well,
no.
apart from the
thank
finger,
you.
it's just like having a numb finger is much better than not being able to stand up for 10 minutes. Or
Thank you
lift
so
both
much
arms.
for the medical input there of your medical history, and congratulations on the windfall, Greg. We are going to move on slightly though. So Hanayama, how are you doing, my buddy? Good to see you, Mr. Kaiju Supreme Queen.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, anyway, like, why was everybody surprised last week that I wasn't here when I said on outros 2 weeks ago that I may not be there last week? Did anybody collectively forget I said that?
I think
Because
I was the
Because
only
a lot
one
of
who
it-
actually remembered.
One at a
Okay, I
time.
don't think I listened.
Good.
Yeah, I said on the last one that you probably weren't going to be here.
Because it was
Yeah.
very funny during intros. Like, Tombi was confused I wasn't there, Smu was confused I wasn't there, and I'm like, you motherfuckers, I told you last week that high chance I'm not gonna be there. Like, nobody
And now-
ever fucking listens.
And now you have your revenge. You're here and Smu and Tombi are not.
There we go.
Yeah, but to
You
be
expect me to remember 2 weeks in the past?
no,
Yes, remember every little thing he said. Otherwise, he's going to bring it up later.
I expect
How dare you.
I expect you, at least, Jack, to remember 7 days ago. Because last week,
I can't even count to 7.
I mean, you have 10 fingers, so I think you should manage 7.
Meh.
Well,
One
it's
hand's
okay.
one hand's distracted and occupied at the moment. He can only
Oh.
Okay,
Always.
Hanayama,
Yep.
Yeah,
I
and the other
remember.
hand is blind.
Anyway.
And whoever got that joke, GG's.
And moving on from my masturbatory habits, Yarnwich, how are you doing?
Hello, my friends. I am doing well. It's good to be
Jesus.
here. Excited to go over the topics. Hi.
Well, that was short. What you been doing?
I am so fucking tired. I've been doing so much. I started a new game this morning. That was a lot of fun. We're playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, so that's really cool. Started that this morning. And yeah, just generally being a housewife and trying to get the small business stuff taken care of. There's a lot of
I'm a
stuff going
housewife.
on.
I've got a husband to take care of and a house to take care of.
I do. So I'm better than everybody because I get laid on a regular basis.
God damn it!
Hey, at least I've got Conan.
At least
I love you, left hand. I love you.
I fixed the
It's
server
the
after
right.
I broke it, Abe. It's fixed now.
Apparently, three people having sex is a threesome. 2 people having sex is a twosome. That's why they call me handsome.
Indeed.
What if you need more than one hand?
2 hands.
Mm.
Anyway, let's move on.
But what if you have a really big hand?
we're going to go through the chat. We're 14 minutes in, guys. Can you believe that? We've actually got through the panel in 14 minutes. I'm going to write that down for a solid 15 minutes exactly. So we're going to go onto the chat now and say hello to you guys, but I don't have any permission. So Abe, if you wouldn't mind, please just incrementally go through the chat from the beginning and I'll say hello. We've got Unlocking Law. Hello there. Hope to catch the stream. Are you here? Are you still here, Unlocking Law? Because otherwise you're not catching the stream.
I'm going to be on her
Pleasure
channel
to see
tomorrow.
you. Levistro, pleasure to see you, my friend. How you doing? I catch a stream early. I had to rupture the space-time continuum, but I made it. But
Oh,
thank
is
you for
that
being
all?
here, my
Nice.
good friend.
Perfectly acceptable.
I hope that's all you ruptured.
Yeah, damn. Especially given what we were just talking about.
Bishop, pleasure to see you, my friend. First,
not
I don't think you were the first.
Well, it depends
Sorry
on
about that.
whose channel he was on.
Oh, that's right, because you're all multi-streaming, aren't you? Have you actually got your multi-streaming set up, Yanni?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Sorry. took
Jolly
me a
good.
second. Processing. I need that little loading screen in front of my face sometimes.
And we've also got who's that? Well, I've never seen that person in.
Some
Never seen that person
holiday,
in chat
apparently.
before. Oh, I forgot to mention IcklePickle's not here because she's with a gay on holiday.
Yeah,
Oh,
holiday.
look, it's Ipmod.
And Uncle Martin with the mountain bike, have fun there. I assume you're talking to Tombi with that one.
Yeah, I would assume so.
We can have fun here.
Hello, you can.
Hello.
Davey Verse, it's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us in the chat.
Indeed.
And moving on. We got your boy Sammy 3P. Great show the other night. I was able to catch it myself. Go out and check out Sammy 3P's content. You managed to get through with the Rumble studio thing all right now, Sammy? I hope so anyway. Carrying on.
Oh, we've actually got Lance in the chat.
Lance! Got Lance in our pants.
That we do.
Tombi, can I come for 5 minutes to ask the panel's assistants? Very important. Ari, the post office scandal. Interesting. Well, I'm happy to bring you on for 5 minutes, Lance, if you want to. If Tombi or Abe or someone can send out the StreamYards, the EV Mux link to them, I wouldn't mind bringing them on as a special guest for the time being. But until then, can we? Yeah, there we go. So, Comics Dad, it's good to see you. Hope Comics Queen is doing well as well. Well, well. Look who it is. So not yours. I wish I was though. Hey Tombi and hey chat. I'm not Tombi. I'm better looking than Tombi, and I'm taller.
Oh,
And
well.
Everybody's taller apart from IcklePickle.
I've got a bigger ego.
Oh, we have a reprobate in chat.
Psycho Mongoose. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
And we've got a little Jedi in as well.
Kryptonian Jedi. Does kryptonite work on Jedi?
Sure.
Maybe a Kryptonian kyber crystal of some sort. I don't know.
Imagine using kryptonite to making a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Then using it on Superman.
Yeah.
All you got to do is give it a black girl with dreads, and she can crack it into a red kyber crystal instead of a green rock.
Yes.
And then cut her hair with it.
And then she'll smoke that rock.
I just kind of put it in my bowl here. Anyway, Smu the DJ, good to see you, bro. I'm hoping to see you a little bit later, of course. And we've got Galadorn. Welcome to the chat, dude. Is that a wavy hand, or is it two fingers, or are you sticking your two fingers up to us? I don't know what's going on there.
It's a little bit of both, yeah.
Galadorn's a bit of a hippie.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's his traditional greeting.
And horror with nads. Oh, brilliant. Nice to see you. Horror. I always have horror with my nads.
Honey, hello, dear.
Look at this bender.
Who's that? He's got the same mask as you. Oh, it's you. Okay.
He's some fucking queer that hides his face behind a mask. What a twat.
And I don't know why, because I've seen your face and it's quite pretty.
It's quite symmetrical.
I know.
It's symmetrical and bear-like at the same time.
What a damn schmuck hiding behind the helmet.
And old man Jankov, pleasure to see you. We talking about the Supreme Horse Botherer. No idea Yarn was so based. Yes, she is. Oh, she's one of the most based in the world.
Hyper
I love you too.
I have mixed feelings about you. And Classy Vigilante, I like your Lies of P rendition, Smu. Well, I would be happy to hear that myself. I think it's on his channel. It's one of the new songs or one of the new audio tracks that he's put out. So go and check out Smu the DJ's channel for a rendition of Lies of P. Atom Gray, of course. Atom's here. Still struggling with the YouTube monetization. Who's driving this crazy thing? I am not driving. Jesus, take the wheel.
kind of freewheeling downhill.
He may need it.
Not just freewheeling downhill. I don't have my hands on the driving wheel, and I have put my foot on the clutch, so we are coasting all the way down that hill.
It's like we're all operating different parts of the car
Actually,
right now.
that could be foreshadowing one of our stories later on. Is how this is going.
Crimson Shadow's back. What's the crack, Muppets? Good to see you, Shadow.
Okay, we're actually getting through these pretty damn quick.
That's
Doing
good.
everything quick.
That's how I
This
like
might be a
That's how I like to run a show.
We'll be out
That's
here
how I
about
like
10.
to do it.
Down a pub,
Beast.
get a pint.
Aloha and blessings, everyone. Mahalo. Good to see you, my friend.
Maybe best.
And we've got a little weasel who's somehow managed to sneak in.
Weasel. Good to see you, mate. Hail everybody, he says. The weasel.
Oh, weaseling his way in here.
Alucard.
Dracula
Mate.
1884. Pleasure to see you, Alucard. Good to see you. Keep it going.
I think we're done.
Have we said hello to Davey Verse? Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Hello, you cunt.
Well, that's it then. We've managed to get through the intros and the chat
In
in a
23 minutes.
record.
It is possible.
Yeah. And
20
that's the whole
Thanks for
show.
my lottery
Thanks for
ticket.
tuning in. We'll see you next week.
And now the memes.
Nothing that's gonna come up is gonna beat 23 minutes on the intro, so we're done. Just
Well,
take the W and leave.
The other thing is as well. I mean, we are 3 core guests missing as well, so we all seem to have all seem to have something to say usually, and I guess that it helps having a few less in terms of timekeeping and conversational stuff, because we're not all trying to step on each other, trying to talking about things, and yeah. So anyway, but we do have some subjects to get to today. So I haven't researched for this stream. This was thrust upon me in the last half an hour, so I don't know what we've got in terms of subjects. So I will let our producer for the day, Abe, take the wheel from here, and let's go for it.
So you're saying fuck it, we'll do it live?
Yeah, we
are
Fuck it,
live,
we'll do it live. Yeah.
live and
Cheers.
raw.
We'll start with some of Greg's links.
Oh, I.
Some of Greg's links. How many did you fucking post, mate?
There's only 2, really.
Okay.
First one.
Let me just figure this out.
Wait, what? Davey. Who is Korean Jesus?
You.
What? but I'm not Korean, bitch.
You're Asian. It's all the same, right?
I get it. So when
dare
you
you,
mix a
woman.
German and a Jap, you get a Korean. I see. That's impressive.
Not how that works.
Oh. I mean, that's what the internet told me.
Fuck the internet.
It must be true. The internet said it.
The internet would never lie.
Never. Hi, Jack.
Here we go. So we can keep the sound off on this and just keep the video playing in the background.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you?
So are you
make a
going to
max
explain
stream?
about it then, mate?
Yeah. So there is a. So this is a natural disaster story. There is a mountain above a village in a Swiss alpine valley called Blatten. I don't know how many people live there. I think it's about three or 400. This is nothing, mate. This is nothing.
Really?
This is the glacier. So what has happened is there is a mountain above the front of this glacier, and it has shed 9 million tons of rock off the mountain onto the glacier.
Oh!
And the mountain top has dropped the height of the mountain by 330 feet.
What the fuck?
9 million tons of rock have landed on top of that glacier, and now the glacier is moving something like 32 to 38 feet per day down the valley. And that what you just saw there was the front of the glacier collapsing off it in parts. Now, this is nothing compared to what's going to happen when the glacier fails under the weight of 9 million tons of rock. If any more shit comes off the red zone in this, which is not slowly, it is collapsing en masse onto this thing, the whole lot, the 9 million tons of rock on top of the glacier, and probably an equal amount, let's say 9 million tons of ice, so 18 million tons of mountain slurry is going to shoot down this valley, and you wait until you see where the village is. It ain't going to look good. It is not looking good. So,
oh no.
Yeah.
So are they evacuating? Surely.
When it started to slip, they evacuated the village, and this channel, I'll put the link to this channel in the chat actually, because she's done some really good coverage. If you're interested in the story, you can go and follow her. She's doing some good stuff.
I'll look hard at the chat. Are you ready to rock?
Yeah. So you can see all this shit falling down here. But there are some. If you zoom forward in the video, there's a graph, and after the graph, there are some pretty good shots of the mountain time lapse as it slips. And I've never seen any. I've seen some landslip videos in my time, but I've never seen anything like this.
Can I just stop and from a production point of view, if Yarnwich has the rights to be able to do it, whilst Abe's dealing with the videos and that sort of thing, would you be able to highlight certain chats that you think might be appropriate if you have the power? Okay, so carry on then.
We've got a few other people to say hello to, but we can do that.
I'll catch them. I was seeing some come in, so I'll catch it. Thanks.
No, thank you.
So this is the footprint of the glacier, and to the right of it is the mountainside that's just cracked off and slipped onto it. So there is about 19 million tons waiting for an inevitable date with gravity, and the village is at the bottom of it. That's an alpine. I think it was a Polish one, actually. I'm not sure exactly where that was. That was the biggest.
Fucking Poles coming over here, collapsing all of our.
Big landslides seem to happen on about 100-year period here. So this, you can see all the dark at the back of the glacier front there.
Good Lord.
This stuff comes down super quick. They don't get any notice at all, and it moves faster than, it moves.
But it's like an avalanche, isn't it?
It isn't. It was basically an avalanche mixed with a glacial flood, which they've got a specific name for it, but it's all Icelandic and shit. I don't know. If you go to the bit of this video after the graph, they've got a time lapse, I think, of there's some footage of the time lapse probably there. Oh, so this whole landscape was actually caused by that big landslide that we saw in the graph.
Wow.
Everything there is completely reformed the landscape, and one of the biggest in recorded history dropped 3 Matterhorns worth of volume.
Wow.
In one go. So
what's a Matterhorn?
The Matterhorn is a mountain in the Alps.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a genuine measurement scale.
No, it's just 3 times the Matterhorn. It's just 3 fucking big rocks.
I was going to respond when he said, "What's a Matterhorn?" I was going to say, "Nothing. What's the matter with you?"
This is an example of the volume involved. So this is the largest building in Zurich, and it
looks like Minecraft.
Yeah, it's just a block on a virtual space. So she calculated it's the volume of rock that's landed is 22 of these blocks filled to the brim with solid rock.
Unfucking believable that. And imagine that coming down on your head.
The potential energy involved in that is just insane. It's off the charts. It's completely unstoppable. So, they've evacuated.
That's how entropy works, though, isn't it, mate? Yeah. It's trying to get to its, most stable and low energy form.
Exactly. This is the landslide coming down. That's the glacier it's landing on. And then the front of the glacier is splitting and falling off. And eventually the whole thing is just going to go.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, and that's the village it's going to land on. It's terrible.
Resistance is futile, apparently.
Indeed.
So,
Yeah, it
so
really is.
I assume that entire village is going to be completely fucking demolished then.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's not like you can move the buildings, is it?
See the mountain dropping. Look at it.
Incredible.
That's amazing.
And then
Holy
this is the front
cow,
of the
look at that.
glacier just giving way. This is little fractional bits and bobs. So they reckon it's dropped about 5 million tons so far, and it's got down the valley to about 400 feet away from the valley bottom. Once it goes down, it's going to go in front of this village. The majority of it, if it's not too much volume, will go in front of the village and just block the valley, which means the village, if it's not destroyed by the landslide, is going to be flooded because it's going to destroy, it's going to block the river and flood it. So yeah, that place is fucked.
Well, my heart goes out to the people of what was the town's name?
Blatten.
Blatten.
Blatten in Switzerland.
Oh.
Blatten. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I wish the people of Blatten the very, very best of luck. This is a very scary situation.
This is a great channel for info on it as well.
Which is why you don't build your you don't. Is this the village that doesn't see sunlight for like half the year or something like that because of the way that the mountain is positioned, and so it blocks the sunlight.
I'm not sure. That sounds like most of Switzerland. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to bring this up because I like watching things fall under gravity.
Galadorn has
I got to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's a good point. The warm temperatures, they've had a mild winter, and now we're coming into summer. So it's basically freeze thaw action, they think, that's caused it. And now things are going to get hotter and hotter. So there's no way this is not going to fail. It's going to fail.
I can't wait for all the conspiracy theories coming out saying like, oh, seconds before the initial fall, blasts were heard. Our theory is that this is to push the narrative of global warming and yada, yada, fucking yada.
Well, some people were talking about getting the military to missile the mountain and stuff. And they were just saying, that'll bring everything down in one go. And like, it will be completely uncontrolled. See that? Blatten is at the bottom of that red thing. That's where all of this is going to end up. All of this.
The thing is, though, Greg, is jet fuel doesn't melt Swiss Alps.
No. Probably melt a glacier, though. Anyway.
Wow. Incredible.
That's a good shot.
Such a shame for them. I really am worried for them.
It's part of mountain life. It's an unfortunate thing.
True.
But every 100 years or so, one of their communities gets hit with a fucking great big landslide. It happens in Canada. It happens in America.
It happens
there was a big one in America.
Yep.
Yeah. And and that's the other stuff. That channel, coincidentally, is talking about the Sicily volcano as well, because she's been doing stuff on that super volcano, which is possibly going to pop off in Sicily right now. She said that the report I saw said that they've done a deep geological seismic survey and found that the cap rock, which had formed over the caldera below, has the Campi Flegrei supervolcano has cracked, and so the gases that were trapped under it are coming up. So it's going to probably give a really big explosive thing, and unfortunately, that's in the middle of Naples. It was about 40 million people living there.
So I do like watching disaster content myself. I remember a couple of years ago now. Do you remember the Tonga volcano that exploded? It was visible from space. That was. Do you reckon this Naples volcano is going to be bigger than that?
There's different types of volcanism. So that Tonga one I think was an underwater volcano, and I think the caldera collapsed and then the sea got into the magma and then it exploded. So it's a kind of really explosive situation. Whereas Campi Flegrei, I mean, Pompeii and Herculaneum, I think, is that the same? I'm not even sure if it's the same volcano. But
Isn't Herculaneum the stuff that bodybuilders drink to bulk themselves up?
it's, it's a buried Roman town.
Oh, okay.
Where the scrolls are coming from, that they're doing that AI challenge to unroll scrolls digitally. So they found a complete Roman villa buried under 40 feet. Is it 40 feet of ash? They had to dig a mine shaft down and then start excavating once they found the Roman road level. So there's sort of mines going into different rooms and excavating caverns inside this villa that's all sort of preserved. And they found these carts full of carbonized scrolls in the library. And so they're trying now they've got about 600 of them out, and they're trying to read them all.
And then they summon
with some success. They've had quite a bit of success.
And then they what? Sorry, Hanayama.
Yeah, and then once they read the ancient fucking Roman text, they accidentally summon Cthulhu.
I knew it.
Why did it have to be tentacles?
Yeah, and then Grandpappy is going to be really happy, and Yanni is going to be really upset.
Yes, this is accurate.
Because he will never hear the end of it.
This is very accurate.
You could, actually, that's quite good. Give me an idea for a plot of a Cthulhu adventure for Roman times, where the Deep One cult is making the best Roman fish sauce that they can by putting like baby Cthulhuid shit in there instead of anchovies, and then selling it into a town, and they're all going nuts and turning into monsters and shit.
Yeah, eggs of madness in your brain.
Let me write that down. Right, I'll just go back and look at the VOD.
Abe, you were saying that we need to say hello to some new peoples in the chat.
We highlighted their comments.
Are you there, buddy?
Abe? We broke him.
Abe is muted because he's a boomer.
Indeed.
Sweet indeed. Oh my gosh.
Abe, baby. Toasty with the mosty, welcome to the chat, my good friend. If you haven't seen Toasty's content, please go check it out. She was on a show last night with Sonia Lysette. It was the Twin Peaks stream, as I like to call it. And Sergeant Giratina.
Yo.
Hi, guys. Pleasure to see you. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Flame Mage, of course. You never miss a show nowadays. So, sup dudes to you, too.
Yeah.
What dudes? I'm glad somebody else says dudes besides me.
Dudes.
Bro.
Dudes.
Bruh.
Dudes. Bruh.
Okay. We've got the lovely Daily.
Daily Dysfunction. Jack, welcome to the chat, my dear. Good to see you. Jack Tarlad, can you keep Camilla and her tampon over there forever permanently? I'll throw in a box of Yorkshire Gold. If you just said olive oil, I'd have snatched that out of your hands. But I can't. But like, what a weird thing to write to your girlfriend. Like, I want to be your tampon. Because for people
okay, I need some context.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, this was a leaked love letter from Charles when he was Prince and he was still married to Diana. He wrote a love letter to Camilla talking about how he wanted to be her tampon, etc.
Wow.
What a fucking thing to say. No, Alucard was saying she's a dude. Are you thinking of the wrong one? You're thinking of Macron's husband.
Yeah.
Have you heard that theory that it's not only a man, Macron's quotation marks wife, but that it's also his dad?
Oh,
I haven't heard
that. And his uncle.
Oh,
yeah. So
my own grandpa.
So
French Alabama shit.
Yeah, so there is like a flow chart of a family tree. That if it's true that Macron's wife is a man, and it is the man that they think it is, then it actually turns out that it's not just his lover, but it's his dad too. But I think what's more freaky about the entire situation is that even if she truly is a woman, which of course we have to take the word of them about it because there is no real proof. She still groomed him from a very fucking young age.
Yeah.
She was his teacher.
Nasty bitch.
Nasty bitch.
Yay, thank you.
Snorterpoopers Q Burr. How are humans and other critters? Good to see you, Snorterpoopers. Welcome to the chat.
Awesome name.
Good to see you. It is.
Snorterpoopers.
It is indeed.
And was that it?
No, but like that one is just funny because like they met when like he was 15 and she was like already like 39, 40.
That's so gross.
I mean, like looking at her body, her entire fucking body is out of proportion. She always wears these skinny fucking trousers, right? Sorry, hello, Lady Runesong. We'll continue the chat in a second. I'm just trying to point out some things like her body is completely out of proportion. Like her legs are so skinny and thin, and then her upper body, she's got these really fucking broad shoulders. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever seen her sit down? She sits down like a bloke, like she's got something between her legs there, like proper man spreading,
scratching her bollocks.
She's got a good right hook though.
Right in the face.
So for those of you who don't know or who haven't been keeping up with the news recently, Emmanuel Macron and his wife turned up in Vietnam for some kind of presidential stuff, but there was some images caught by the Vietnamese press as the door of the jet opened. And it's Macron talking to someone from behind, like the first class section, and all you see is this hand like coming from the first class section and shoving it in Macron's face, and like he realizes that the cameras are on. He's like, "Hi."
I wonder if I can find a video of it real quick.
Yeah, if we can find that video, that would be great. But one of the things that people have been pointing out is the poor Vietnamese flight attendant that was opening the door. She's actually got a ripped tunic and she's got a bloodied shoulder.
So
I didn't know that.
So I have the video here. It's in the private chat. Because I just sent this yesterday to a buddy of mine who was like, I'm like, want to see Macron get pie face?
Much faster.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Like he just gets pie face, be like, get the fuck out of my face, bitch.
What if it's Russian propaganda? Don't you know? Oh yes. What if it is Russia? It's always Russian propaganda.
Yeah.
What was the thing that they said was Russian propaganda? Oh yeah, so this whole Ukrainian, this whole Ukrainian fucking rent boy situation with the Starmer properties,
the Hunter Biden laptop.
It's all Russian disinformation, folks.
Hello, Abe.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
There we are.
Yep.
See? And he's got. Look at his face.
This is a little slow too. Oh, it's both her hands.
Yeah, it's both hands. And then you realize,
look at his face.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Like he regrets his life right now. wait for the
Fuck, I shouldn't have married my dad.
Wait for the slow and then watch his face. No. Watch his face when he turns back to the aisle.
Yeah, it's
and they zoom in on it. Watch his facial expression.
If you freeze frame, you can
punch her straight in the motion.
If you freeze frame, you can see the moment he actually dies inside.
Yeah, you can literally see him fucking. No, it's not here. It's not here. It's
but
when
look at that.
Yeah, that already is like shit. I'm fucked. Like this is
Hi
shit.
Guys.
So, but wait when they zoom in. There, right there is when his soul fucking dies. It's like,
But if you look at the right side of his...
the right side of his face.
The right side of his face.
Tell if that's a shadow or if that's injury.
Well, he's got sideburns.
He does have sideburns, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, maybe it is a sideburn. Yeah, maybe it is.
But
But
Sideburn.
have we got any images of the flight attendant shoulder as she sort of comes out to, like, if you scroll to a different video perhaps because this one's too short.
yeah, this was just the one that I sent to a buddy of mine. He like want to see him get pie face.
You just need the Pac-Man sound effect and it'd be Chef's Kiss, yeah. No, that's Mario, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that works too.
Kind of.
No, you need the sound effect of when Sonic gets hit and loses his rings. That's the sound effect you need.
Never mind. It's hello, Jonathan Stevie. Hello, you fancy fuckers. I do not fuck, but I am fancy. Nevertheless. So I don't know if anyone's searching for the video of the flight attendant, but if you are, just we'll bring it up in a little bit. Battery H 1862. Greetings. Pleasure to see you, my friend. Who else we got?
I think we got.
Oh, the Tombi bot there as well is saying we're on a mission to get Smu a new PC. His current setup is older than Bend Over, old as fuck. So he could use a little help, and so his link is there for the Give Send Go. And also, while we're on the subject of Give Send Goes, $9,720 has been raised in the Jacob Ironside Fund. Which is almost very, very close to 50% of the way to his total. But I am assured by Jacob, by one of his previous Twitter posts, that he got the new keys to his new place recently. So well done. Good for you, mate. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
now it's all the expenses of moving in, but they got the house, so that's great.
Yeah, that's already like good news.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So good shit for Jacob.
Yes, and so I, whilst I think Yarnwich is trying to find that thing.
I am.
So Abe, if you could please, what would we talk about next?
Well, this is another one of Greg's.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, because you've got to cough and do's because dead air is a crime.
That's my smoker's cough. I just cough all the time.
That's why.
Keep it up, buddy.
Randomly.
What is this? It is a debate is going to happen in the House of Parliament after this petition was circulated a few months back now. When did it end?
21st of May.
Yeah, last year.
No, this year.
No.
It says date closed there, 21st of May, 2025.
Okay. So I'm looking at a different page. So this is going to actually be debated 9th of June, 2025, because the petition got enough signatures and pushed it over. And so the petition is to ban non-stunned slaughter in the UK, to ban effectively kosher and halal slaughter techniques in the UK as an animal rights kind of consideration.
Interesting.
And the British Muslim Council, I believe, have raised objections because they've basically said we'll all have to leave.
Wow.
Well,
anyway.
What they said was that it may encourage other Muslims to leave the country. It's like, right,
apart from the vegetarians.
Sorry, we've got laws in this country, animal rights laws. We've got all sorts of laws, and you don't just get to come to a country and make up your own fucking laws. Okay, to suit you. You go to a country and you obey their laws and their traditions and their standards. Yeah. That you don't get to come into a country and fucking start dictating law.
Yeah. Also, Smu. No.
What's Smu saying?
He asked
will this non-stun slaughter also apply to the general public?
Nope.
Yeah, so people of London, the cultural enrichers of London, if you are going to stab someone, you've got to stun them first.
Yes, first you knock them out and then you stab them. That's the correct way to do it.
And the easiest way of stunning them is just to give them some alarming news before you stab them.
I mean, I don't think they're actually going to do anything about this because they did respond.
The alarming news is when you pull the knife and be like, "I'm gonna stab you."
Yeah, the government would prefer all animals to be stunned before slaughter. Oh, but put it back up, mate. I was just reading that. The government would prefer all animals to be stunned before slaughter. You've blocked it. Scroll up. However, we respect the rights of Jews and Muslims to eat meat prepared in accordance with their religious beliefs. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, if you want to eat meat that is prepared in accordance with your religious rights, then or religious beliefs, then you should have the right to be able to practice religion how you want to practice it. However, you cannot circumvent laws that are already in place. Right. So, like, you know, if there is a law to state that an animal must be stunned, right, you can't just circumvent that. A way that you can do it is by, I don't know, maybe get your meat off Amazon, order it from a different country, that sort of thing.
I think one of the things that
I'm being hyperbolic.
One of the things they've said, the government have said, is that they've been working with halal and kosher butchers to demonstrate to them that stunned slaughter is halal or kosher, rather than, you know, because the animals are alive when they're killed, which is, I think, the requirement.
Well, it's not just that. They're hung upside down.
Yeah,
they're hung upside down by their ankles, and they get their throat slit, and they are left to bleed out upside down. That's how it's prepared, and like that, you know, some ritual things are said, you know, religious ritual things are said. But I mean, I think I'd rather be knocked out personally as a human. And I know we can't anthropomorphize, but if you are going to turn me upside down and slit my throat, you know, at least fucking knock me out first.
Yeah, at least give us a solid blowjob first. Come on.
Some sort of
I mean, maybe not the pigs or the horses.
The thing is
they're awake for it, and what a horrible way to go, because it's slow. It's not an instant kill. It's slow. So, and they're awake. As far as I'm aware. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
And so what's more as well is if they're knocked out, they don't release as much adrenaline. The reason why we have humane animal slaughter, or one of the reasons why we have humane animal slaughter, is we bring them all in, you know, bring them through nice and calm, or as calm as can be, and then we stun them before they get the opportunity to become scared, so that when we do actually kill them, the meat is not completely flooded with adrenaline, which taints the meat. It gives it an awful adrenaline taste. Except in the the situation of an ortolan bird. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of an ortolan bird meal, but it's like a French delicacy. So ortolan birds are these tiny little cute little birdies. That's like, you know, ever so small. And so what they do is they care for them, and they you know, they treat them so kindly, and they you know, make sure that they have one of the most fulfilled lives that they could possibly have. And then what they do is, just before preparation, they drown them in amaretto whilst they're alive, and so their lungs fill up with the amaretto, and then they cook them, and it's prepared to you on a dish, right?
God!
And what you have to do is you have to eat the entire bird whole, with the bones and everything inside of it, the whole thing. You eat the entire thing whole. But you have to do it under a napkin, and the reason why you have to do it under a napkin is so that God can't see you. committing this atrocious act against.
Disgusting.
Because apparently God
that-
can't see through fucking napkins.
Apparently, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah,
that is
so
It's also
atrocious.
illegal. That's a big element of it.
Yeah, and it's legal. So, and the funny thing is, Yanni, and you wonder why we constantly shit on the French.
Yeah.
Uh,
The British have been at war with the French
not
for
really.
about 1,000 years.
I don't question anymore.
It's like, and you wonder why we just love shitting on them. They
If this
deserve
wasn't enough to push somebody over the edge,
They,
I don't know
deserve
what.
it. Filthy as heathens.
That's horrific.
The whole lot of
Anyway,
However-
I thought it was interesting because I think it's going to be, it was probably brought up as a subtle way to dissuade, to sour the milk, shall we say, in terms of making Britain a comfortable environment for people who've recently come to visit us through one way or another. But I'm not sure that with the Labour government in that they will do anything about it. I think they'll say, well, it's discriminatory and it's not on the books.
Yeah, but they're a bunch
Yeah.
of pussies.
Yes, they are. They have absolutely no spine whatsoever, and they just are appeasing to the barbarian hordes at the gate. I'm afraid to have to fucking say. So yeah, it's not going to happen, or at least I don't believe the same as you, Greg, that anything is going to be done about it. Does anybody else have any final thoughts about this?
Oh, let's be honest. Your government is shit and they're not going to do fucking anything about it because heavens forbid they tip on anybody's toes outside of their own countrymen's.
yeah.
But I guess my final thought on this is simply you don't get to come over to a country that you've apparently escaped from, and then start dictating the ways of the traditions and laws of the country that you're entering, especially if you fucking come illegally. Yeah? If you're coming over here illegally, then you have even less rights than anybody else.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
a criminal by default.
And also, not only that, but people who practice these various religions that have got restrictions on them, it is open to them to eat a vegetarian diet in all faiths. And in fact, many people who are deeply spiritual do deliberately eat a vegetarian diet. So in a spiritual sense, it could be seen as being quite redemptive. But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Easily done. Can do it.
Hindus don't eat cows. Yeah, they worship cows, but they don't stop you eating a fucking McDonald's, do they? They don't go around, oh, let's close all the fucking McDonald's. Let's stop, Sunday roasts. You know what I mean? They're not. In fact, I bet some of them would enjoy a Sunday roast. But nevertheless,
We've got a revelation here.
Get Dan Carvery.
They're coming over and they don't even have legs.
and Jack, on that, the Hindu even have one specific 2-day holiday, which is a religious holiday where they are allowed to eat beef.
Oh, is that so? I didn't know that. They also have these rituals where they cover themselves in cow piss and shit as well. So, swings and roundabouts.
That's not no. That's not Hindu. That's Indian.
There are also
Indian sheep.
cases where in towns that are in the south of India, there have been cases where people have accused people of killing a cow and butchering a cow, and they've literally been mobbed. Beat the shit out of and killed by an angry mob of cow worshippers. So it's probably it goes both ways. Everyone needs to stop being dicks to each other, really.
Yes, for those of you in the chat, just so that you don't, in case you don't know, Tombi is not here. He's going to try to make the last hour of the show, but as Atom Gray said there, he's actually traveling around the United States at the moment. I believe he's property hunting, and I don't think that's any secret. He said before. He's doing very well. He's enjoying the food. He's enjoying the sights. He's met a few people from our chat already. I believe he's in Salem at the moment, and he's been to Boston. And so, he's doing great, but he's traveling. He's taking more than one step without dribbling the ball.
He's keeping Rick away from the chats, so he's doing God's work.
Occupying Rick Cleary.
Yeah, we're at least 50% down on the chats this week because Rick's not there.
Yeah.
Robert Harby, welcome to the chat, my friend. On a cheerier note, if a man and a woman need a marriage license, what do two lesbians need? A liquor license.
I'm saving that.
Yeah,
Taking the Fallout 4 tour.
Yes.
It's not a bad one, actually.
Literally taking the Fallout 4 tour.
So,
Okay, so what have we got next on the menu, Abe?
next up, we have...
Not kosher.
Get your popcorn out, folks, because it's going to be one of Hanayama's.
Oh,
All right.
lovely.
Popcorn, let's go.
Hey, let's go. Which one is it? Oh, it's that one first. Fuck yeah.
Which one? Oh god.
Yeah. Okay. So
Drop
Sony,
it.
Yeah. So Sony wants to be lame and gay again. Who would have seen that one coming?
I'm sorry. Let me
gamers.
try. Hold on. Let me try. Oh my god. What? No. I can't believe it. No, it's not working. Never
That,
mind.
that was pretty good. It was believable.
No.
Oh, thank you.
No, that one sounded absolutely fake as fuck. That one sounded absolutely fake as fuck. Like, I mean,
Trust the German to be over honest.
I mean, I will give you points for trying, but like that was the most unconvincing. When you played Baldur's Gate with Uncle Martin and had the girliest sound ever when the fucking disgusting shit happens, that was more believable than what you just did.
that was kind of the point.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Like that one was so full.
Anyways.
So talk us through this then, Hanayama.
Yeah, so Sony basically is like, okay, how about we file for a patent, and if Abe scrolls down the page, you can even see the image of the patent, because it's there it is. So it's the bad actor detection system, and basically what this would do is, if you use the like in-game voice chat and all of that shit, because Sony now can listen in and record, and even if you use in-game chats that are linked to like PSN and all that bullshit, Sony is allowed to basically spy on you if certain particular keywords are used. So they don't listen, according to Sony, they don't listen to everything you say, but if certain phrases or words are repeated like more than once, then the system would trigger. They would see what has been said, what has been written in what context. And you know how China has their whole social point system for if you get like bad social credit? They would basically implement the same thing. And if you misbehave and be a naughty boy on the video games, they will literally limit how much you can play a certain game or use a certain app based on how bad you behaved. And basically, you get put on penalty time and be like, yeah. And once this timer runs out, then you get back. Then you get set back to like normal playtime. And if you misbehave again, they're gonna restrict you even more. So, how about Sony? You go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself. That's just an idea. Because like honestly, because it's like honestly, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
Yeah. So
what the hell?
Yeah. Okay. So
See, you mind your P's, you mind your Q's, and then you get rid of the R's. I think is the
Artards.
Yeah. It's like okay. Yeah, it's basically okay. So the people that are bad, they are slowly getting pushed out, and only the people that behave get to play the video game or get to use the app, whatever. That's the idea for their patent. Now, it's worth mentioning this patent has not been greenlit as of this writing. It is unsure if this will be greenlit, and even if it will be greenlit, it is unsure how and when it would even be implemented. However, Microsoft has also a similar, like a very similar patent, and the one that Microsoft holds will not limit you from the apps specifically, but they will simply just disable your voice and or text chat, which is why nobody uses the Microsoft in-game chat system anymore, and everybody just uses Discord or anything else.
Is it just me, or does this sort of look more like they've got a bunch of white people. Now there's black people.
It's the DEI.
Now we're
insert.
getting rid of the black people.
That's kind of what it looks like, isn't it?
That's a stretch. No, but basically, this is what the patent would like allow them to do if greenlit, and so they could literally punish you for being like if you play on a Sony system, let's say you play Call of Duty. So if you say anything naughty in the Call of Duty in-game voice chat, they could say, how about you play Call of Duty only for like 2 hours a day because you have been naughty in chat? Like that's the idea. Like we need to train people to behave. It's like, how about you go fuck yourself? Like literally. How about you just go eat a dick?
Yes.
We get lots of happy faces again.
This is one of the reasons why I'm a PC gamer, and I've never really liked the idea of buying into one of these console wall gardens. I decide what hardware goes in my machine. I decide, what things I want to upgrade, and I decide what software I put on it. So I'm not really beholden to any corporate HR department and DEI department inserting their crappy ideals on how the world should be run.
I got to be honest with you. As soon as Sony bought out the sort of PlayStation Network, and you had to sort of sign up for that to be able to even fucking play games or whatever, that was it for me as far as PlayStation went. The last PlayStation console I owned, I actually own a PlayStation 4 now. But the last PlayStation console I bought and owned of my own was a PlayStation 2 Mini, the one with the flip open lid, right? And that worked absolutely fine for me. I have a PlayStation 4 now because it was left to me by my father when he died, and I have never once played a single fucking game on it. I'd rather play on the PC or the Xbox that I've got.
To this day, I still have PS3 games that are still in the cellophane wrappers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. No, but I just found this, obviously, and I thought, like, okay, so we now try, like, this is, like, remember the quote from the one, like, the head investor on BlackRock when he said, you need to force behavior, you need to force change? Like, that immediately came to my mind while I read that shit. It's like, we're going to force positive behavior. It's like, yeah, right. You're just going to force people to circumvent using your shit.
Someone send Uncle Martin
that's pretty much it. Sorry, what did you say, Abe?
Someone send Uncle Martin a Snickers bar. He's breaking out the foreign languages.
I know he's typing in something that none of us can read.
Right, so I just want to go back to something that Galadorn says. Does an Xbox do that too, or no? So the way that I understood it was that Xbox, you could pay for the live, the Xbox Live thing, which would enable you to play with other people on the interwebs, right?
Yes.
But you could still play and download games, pay for games, download games onto the Xbox, even without paying for the Xbox Live Gold Pass or whatever it was. But when it came to Sony, you actually needed to have an account, you needed to be paying for the subscription in order to be even able to like download games or fucking play games or even let you use the console. Am I correct in that or not?
Yes and no. So you can use the console. If you have a game downloaded, you can play it regardless of your PSN status. However, if you don't have PSN, let's say you play Stellar Blade, which you don't need the online option, but if you don't have your PSN and your PS Gold active, you could not download the latest patch. Because that now requires the online connectivity that you only get with the PSN subscription. So if you have the game installed and your PSN runs out, you can still play it, but you could not download the latest patch, download the DLC, whatever. You could not download a second game unless you had pre-purchased it, because you need to have the purchase done in PSN, and then it gets put into your library, and then you can just download it. And with the Xbox service, Xbox Live is only needed to play in a multiplayer online session. If a game gets a patch, if a game gets an upgrade, whatever the fuck, you do not need Xbox Live to access that content. If it's a game you already own.
Mm-hmm. What was that thing that Uncle Martin was just saying there? I believe it was about it's different. It's completely different. It's so much different now. You don't need a PSN account to play, but they blocked games from being sold in countries that you can't create a PSN account. It's like, great business model, guys. Let's just stop people in random countries where they literally can't create the account that we need them to. So we just won't sell games there, I guess.
Straight up.
I mean, basically, remember the Helldivers 2 drama where they blocked it in like 177 regions because they don't have access to the PSN network, which is like the dumbest shit ever.
So, has anybody got any final? I mean, sorry, I won't step on your toes here, Hanayama. Is there more to this story, or have you encapsulated it enough?
Yeah, so that's basically the gist. Like, they have filed for the patent. The patent needs to be greenlit. Even if it's greenlit, we have no idea when and if they could even correctly implement it. So as the ape highlighted, so the patent has been filed in October of 24. And the patent has been published, which is why we know about it. But the important part is it has yet to be greenlit. The patent is not signed yet. It has been published, so it's now at the patent office. They now need to decide if this is valid, if this is even enforceable, and then if they sign it, then it is an official recognized patent. And then again, it's like, how would they even implement this? And given on how they would implement it in certain regions, for once, let's take fucking Europe again, would that even be legal under European law?
Would it be legal under American law?
Yeah, that's another one.
You're getting into freedom of speech issues, even though it's a private network system.
Yeah, then you run into problems in like Korea and Japan, where you have the Privacy Act. How would that infringe on the Privacy Act?
Yeah, I think that I mean, like, obviously it's Sony. They've got good lawyers. They know what the laws are and how they can sort of, negate the entire sort of legal landscape. However, when it comes to the decision makers at Sony, I've got a feeling that they'll say, okay, so we can't sell it in that country, we can't do it in that country, we can't do it in that country. I guess we just won't sell games in that country.
They sell games to nobody anymore.
Well, this is what I'm saying. It's typical fucking Sony business practice. Do you know what I mean? I don't know exactly what it is that they're thinking, but this is going to do nothing but push more gamers away, I think, from the Sony network.
It's certainly not persuading me to buy more Sony games now that they've been released on Steam. I mean, it's not like I'm going to go out and buy another PS, whatever the fuck are on now. I mean, I used to have a PS2 like you did, and I had a PS3, but I only got those to play Blu-ray videos on.
I mean, but that's the thing though, Greg, because like if you buy a PlayStation game on Steam, as long as the game is either a single-player game or doesn't require the use of in-game voice chat. So let's say you would buy like Helldivers on PC, but you can play with a bunch of buddies in Discord, so you don't need to use the in-game voice chat. They would have no chance of enforcing this on you because you're not using the in-game voice chat. So you would immediately circumvent this entire fucking patent. So you, as a PC player, wouldn't even have to worry about it. Mm. So this is more
you're not in a Discord server with everybody who's in the game.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, but that's what I mean. Like, if you play a specific, like, again, like Helldivers is a co-op game. So if you were only to play this with like people you circumvent the issue. Mm-hmm. If you play outside of PSN, so if it releases on Steam and it doesn't require PSN, they have no way of tracking you. And if it's a single player game, well, they're fucked anyway. This is specifically to punish PlayStation players, because they have no way to circumvent these restrictions if they use either the in-game voice chat or the in-game chat. Because that's the thing that they could track. If you are in any game and you open the in-game chat menu and type your message, they have access to it.
I'm just going to take a quick look, because Adam Gray dropped a banger of a message just then, and it kind of made me think of something. So I'm just going to look at this, because I want to look at a game company or console company taglines.
Yeah. So, but in the meantime, I would like to pass this question up. So, Abe, Greg, Yanni, obviously, and chat, what are we thinking about this dumbass Sony patent?
Well,
there's going to be ways around this, like some way. And if there isn't, it's just going to encourage piracy in private servers.
Doesn't Discord have an app on PlayStation and Xbox?
So Discord does have an app on PlayStation, I think. On Xbox, they definitely have. On PlayStation, I want to say they have. But you have a bunch of multiplayer games, specifically, like, for example, for if you play like Call of Duty and shit, where the most dumb shit you say would not be in a Discord server, but on the legendary kill cams, where if somebody just fucking murders you and then you shout at them and call them a fucking bitch.
They're making teabagging a disciplinary effect.
Yep.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can't go and like headshot someone and then teabag the fuck out of them. What's the point of playing the game? We need jibs, we need teabagging, we need to grind your enemy's face into their own filth on the floor and jump up and down on them. That's the whole fucking point. So you don't go and do it in real life. You get all your aggression out in the game. You have a chill time. Not sit down in the front row of this computer game and get lectured about DEI and communism.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
And then you teabag and and then you teabag and switch weapons like really fast on a hotkey, so it looks like you're teabagging and jerking off.
If you can't bunny hop around on a map, annoying the fuck out of everybody and bunny hopping side to side and strafing in front of snipers,
what is even the point of life, right,
exactly.
Greg?
Yeah, what's the point?
What became of class?
Yanni, have you got a final thought about that?
I think it's bullshit, and censorship is something I'm firmly against, obviously, with certain lines. But yeah, they can go get fucked. Heartfelt. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
That's what I have to say about it. Thank you.
I looked up some taglines. I mean, like, obviously you've got like Sega. One from back in the day was "Does what Nintendo don't." Yeah, great fucking tagline.
Yes.
But I mean, I couldn't find too many of them. I was just looking at some other brands' taglines. You know, McDonald's, "I'm loving it." Nike, "Just do it." YouTube, "Broadcast yourself." I mean, they say broadcast yourself, but YouTube are recently taking the U out of YouTube. But Google, check this one out.
It's now just tube.
Google's tagline, according to this infographic I'm looking at, is "Don't be evil."
Yeah.
Yep.
They officially retired that. They officially retired that a few years ago. That was their launch.
One of them
statement.
One of the most insidious companies in the world, and their tagline was "Don't be evil." I wonder why they
had the
fucking
decency to change it.
Well, because they're fucking evil.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, well, come on, guys. Look, we say don't be evil, but we really are evil. Can we really keep the tagline? We better get rid of it. Imagine more evil.
But Atom Gray's one was Atom Gray's one was "Sony, we don't need your money."
Concord and Marathon and like it, bitches.
Yep. It's not Cope and Steve, it's Marathon and fucking Concord.
You will buy nothing and you will like it.
Don't ask questions. Just get excited for next product.
Yes.
Well, I think what Sony needs to do is open up their store to, AA titles a lot more. Not do so much AAA shit. They should have more indies on there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's what's doing better. It's more authentic. That's what people are drawn to.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, according to Battery H, the nice thing about getting older is that you don't have to crouch as far to teabag. The thing about teabagging in a game is, though, that you need to keep pressing the shift key so that you go up and down, up and down. The older you get, you just stay close to the floor. You go down and then you can't get back up.
Yeah. You just can't get back up.
You just bag, and then it's Zimmer bagging.
Yeah, at that point you just have to reel them in.
Yep.
You need a frame to hang on to.
For a hand, or need a corner of a table.
Left a bit, Effie. Right a bit. Right. Hold your horses. There we go.
Why has no one come up with the idea of a pogo Zimmer?
The thing with teabagging and getting older is getting older is realizing that teabagging is no longer press to hold but toggle.
Okay, then.
Put, ball sacks on our walkers as we get older, so we can teabag with our walkers.
No, one of the beauties about guys getting older is that you don't need to crouch at all to teabag someone. They just
teabagged and I can't get up.
Pull me back.
Imagine blowing your back out while teabagging.
So what brings you to the ER today? Well,
milkshake.
Call of Duty. I teabagged.
He called me a gamer word, so naturally I responded in kind.
and then he got shot in the dick.
I believe, is this one of your subjects, Abe?
I think this was actually going to be yours.
Mine?
Aww.
I didn't put any subjects in the.
Well, I thought you might cover it because you said you were going to be watching it, and
I watched it.
Mentioned it a few times.
Then
I watched it.
I didn't see this one actually.
I haven't read this Associated Press article because I don't read the Associated Press. But what I can tell you is that while I appreciate that all scientific endeavor and experimentation does afford a certain amount of success, even if it's just through gathering data, this entire fucking launch was pretty much a failure in terms of achieving major milestones and goals. So basically, and by the way, I am actually going to be covering this on my show after the Hump Day Chinwag tonight, because I'm starting a new show called Something or Nothing, and we're going to be talking about planetary conjunctions and their importance in space travel, and we're going to be covering some of the SpaceX launch anyway. But we'll cover it here now as well. So basically, SpaceX launched Starship 9 yesterday, and they managed to get Starship in. They managed to insert Starship into a nominal sort of low Earth orbit. Everything was going pretty well. They launched the spaceship, and then they sort of, about a minute and a half into it, they do what is called the hot staging, where they literally start the engines before the separation of the booster section, and then they make the booster section flip backwards, and they drop the hot staging ring off, and then they turn it back over to do a boost back burn so that it goes to where they want it to land. Now, they already knew that they weren't going to be catching it this time. What they wanted to do was some tests where they really, what they said was they really wanted to push the limits of the booster section. So they were going to be purposefully landing it with one of the main engines in the center of the engine compartment. They wanted to try to land it in the Gulf with one of those engines cut out, basically. Everything seemed to be going well. They like I said, they got the Starship up into space. They did the boost backburn. It went well with no errors in Starship. They did the flip fine. They released the hot staging ring, which is at the very top of the spacecraft. And then they were about to start their they did the boost backburn so that they were on trajectory for the Gulf. They're just going to drop it in the ocean, obviously. And it came to doing the boost, the landing burn. And literally almost at the exact same time that they were doing the landing burn, the camera is following it down. It's following it down, and then all of a sudden, a fucking building appears right in front of the shot. It's like you had one camera on this thing, God. Right? And you put it in the line of a fucking building. Did no one research where it was going to be dropping? I don't know. So anyway,
it's a building. It's coming right at us.
Probably.
I think one of the things with it was there was quite a lot of cloud and the exhaust from the ascent. So it may have been that where they were looking on the ground and zoomed in really far to see the falling booster, that they were looking through the exhaust.
Yeah, but as it pans down, even if they were zoomed out, you still wouldn't have seen the actual landing burn. Because there was a big fucking building in the way. I'll show it a little bit later on the show.
On yours,
yeah. The building just came out of nowhere. Who would have thought?
But I just can't believe that they put a camera in the way in the line of a building. Anyway, the point is, just as they did the landing burn, there was a huge flash, and then the building appeared. Can we catch Jack's 4 rounds of voice acting? No, but you can go over to Iron Oxide's channel and you can look at it for yourself. If anyone wants to drop the link in the chat, go ahead and check out my faux pas in AI voice acting. Nevertheless, carrying on with this. So one of the goals for the Starship section was that they wanted to try out this new Pez dispenser type mechanism that they have in the cargo hold of Starship. Essentially, what they have is that in the future there will be robots, and they will have these flat Starlink satellites stacked on top of one another. And there's a thin slit in the side of Starship. The doors are supposed to open, and then they release a Starship wafer out into. I call it a wafer because it's a really thin thing. So they Pez dispense it out, and then they lower the next one into position. They Pez dispense that one out, and so on and so forth. And so it's supposed to be this, flow of satellites. But they couldn't actually get the door to actuate all the way open. So that was another failure. They didn't manage to get the door all the way open, which means that they couldn't test the dispenser. And that was that.
I think one of the reasons for that, the various fails of the demos, was because whilst they were doing the initial ship burn, there is quite a lot of burning gas in the engine compartments that you can see in a halo around the engines, and there's also a jet that's coming out on the rim, close to the rim of the body of the thing, and so there's this space above the engines called the attic, which is a void that if there's a fuel leak from one of the fuel lines, that space fills up with gas, and then it vents into the combustion area. And it seemed like there was the engines were able to keep it on trajectory sufficiently, but whilst the fuel leak was still going on. But as soon as they turned the engines off, the fuel leak was still giving it some kind of directional jet, and so the starship started tumbling end over end. Right?
Well, yeah. So
lost attitude control.
I was just going to get to that. So yeah,
I think they'd already done that. That was already tumbling by the time they couldn't open the door. Because you can see all the stuff on cameras inside. You can see all the snowflakes and ice moving around as the thing's tumbling. So you got to think.
Yeah, so that I did notice that. Camera. I was thinking to myself, are those particles in there purposefully, rather than it being? Because I get where you're coming from. It does kind of look like frost on the inside of the on the inside of the cargo compartment. But I am on the understanding that they might be purposefully free-floating particles that they put in there so that they can see the motion of the aircraft, because they're in free fall, obviously, and they can float around freely.
No, I mean,
it's a visualization technique that they can use to see what's
it's probably
what's going
ice
on.
from just like condensation, because those things are kept at sea level. In the outdoors, they're probably full of spiders' webs and mice living in them and all sorts of shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was condensation freezing on the inside. Plus, I mean, you've got cryogenic fluids being pumped up and down. So yeah, there's ice in there. It may not be water ice, but it'll be, it could be helium ice or whatever. But yeah, you can see it tumbling with that atmosphere effect in there. So that's sort of it's the jet of unlit fuel that's leaking out of the engine bay, which continues to force it into that tumble, and eventually it just breaks up.
Well, what they did say was that they had got the cargo door to open slightly, but they weren't able to get it to actuate all the way, so they had closed it again.
Well, I think so. Because it's tumbling, they wouldn't be able to launch the Starlinks accurately out of the open door if they'd managed to get it open anyway.
No, I appreciate that, but are you just
banked inside him?
I appreciate that, but are you just supposing that it was already tumbling at that time? Because as far as I'm concerned, there's been no confirmation of that as of yet. And I understand what I understand what you're saying, that you could see the particles moving inside the cargo compartment, because I saw that too, and I was wondering to myself, why are they moving in that direction, and why is it moving like that, etc., etc. But then afterwards, after the Pez dispensary thing, then I can see on the telemetry thing that Starship's like doing this fucking, like it shows you the picture and the angle of it, and so I could just see Starship going backwards and forwards, and I was like, that ain't fucking right.
Yeah. And the fuel is sloshing around in the tanks and all sorts of shit like that. So, yeah. If you've got a fuel leak, like we've all seen Apollo 13, that's the problem they had with that. They had an explosion and then a fuel leak, and that caused them to go off gimbal.
So yes, one of the fuel lines did pop, and they lost trajectory control, which unfortunately meant that they were not going to be able to keep Starship on track. It was tumbling over end to end, and you could clearly see, because literally at that point, what they need to do is they need to degas all of the remaining fuel that's on board before it comes into the atmosphere. So that there's not a grand almighty explosion. But I think, quite frankly, I would rather see that. I would rather see a tank full of... Wouldn't you?
Full of fuel.
Yeah, a tank. Yeah. It's up in space. What's going to fucking happen? Do you know what I mean?
Beer and popcorn.
Yeah. One thing I was surprised about, though, sorry, just to go back a little bit, they announced that because it had leaked, they wouldn't be able to bring it in on the correct trajectory, although they were still on track to burn up over the Indian Ocean somewhere. But unfortunately, what was going to happen was that it was going to burn up in an uncontrolled descent. And so they had an uncontrolled rapid disassembly, which is the technical term for it, but essentially it just burns up in the atmosphere. One of the things that I was a bit confused about was there were literally no shots of it this time. Every time it's gone over the Gulf, or Costa Rica or whatever, we've seen like the stream trail of all the bits falling back to the Earth, coming through the atmosphere. There have been hardly any this time.
No one
from
any
Earth.
footage of the booster blowing up either.
No. Yeah.
And they were broadcasting it in 4K on Twitter as well. So they've got lots of camera angles. I'm sure they'll probably release an edited version later on. But I mean, I follow quite a few SpaceX channels that sort of delve into various bits and bobs. A lot of them work together, so they'll have some pretty good footage over the next couple of days.
There are a couple of people who have managed to sort of, I don't know, catch. I kind of feel like they caught it when they were doing the degassing, because you can see it's like this massive plume that's coming out, but it's
all
not a
orange
burner.
Plasma, sort of. Yeah. It's like it's in a cloud of its own fuel, and then it just starts heating up. The plasma we saw on the video earlier on was really, really cool.
And one of the things that I took a note of as well is that they kept praising Starlink, saying that all these images are brought to you by Starlink, So, but when they were saying it, it's like all fucking pixelated, like it was a Commodore 64.
Yeah,
oh, no.
It's like a test card. It looked like a test card of Channel 4.
Well, it's better than any pictures Starling could have produced.
Yes.
And another thing from the stream, the two presenters that were presenting it, obviously they're very limited on the information that they're getting back and the information that they can say. So they often repeat an awful lot of stuff over and over and over and over again. But one of the things that sort of made me giggle was that they ended one portion with so unfortunately we've lost trajectory control, so it is going to be an uncontrolled descent now into the Earth's atmosphere, and so until we reach we're just about to go over Africa, so until we reach the Indian Ocean, here are some more shots of the ship. And in my head
Burning
I'm thinking we've failed in our mission, but here's Starship's inevitable doom. And then they've got the fancy music.
They just do one of those fast cuts of it blowing up from different angles over and over.
It's basically like when Jack said, okay, so let's just watch the inevitable doom, and then you start the doom music in the background.
Yes. Yes.
And having the ship crash to like BFG division.
I was kind of disappointed myself though, because I stayed up late to watch it live, and I was talking to my fiance, and the ship got away and it was coasting, and I was like, it's going to take an hour. I'm going to go to sleep. It's getting on to 1 o'clock. and just fall asleep. I'll watch the landing in the morning. Yeah. So I passed out, woke up in the morning, and thought, I wonder if the ship landed. Looked around, for fuck's sake, come on.
Yep. So do we have time for some breaking news?
I think so.
Just before we do, let's just catch up with a few people that have joined the chat as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just put the link into the private chat because this literally happened like 1.5 hours ago. So basically, right as we started.
Grumpy Old Gamer, good to see you in the chat, my friend. Welcome to the stream.
Indeed.
And we also have Wolvie.
Wolvie of the Quarter Jew. What Jew doing? Holy crap. Was Tombi, what's up? Tombi and Waggers. That says Wagers.
Wages, yeah.
That says Wagers. Waggers is 2 Gs. But nevertheless, Wolvie, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Star Wars Marvel Purist. Glad to see Tombi has co-hosts he entrusts and competent enough to run his stream without him.
I wouldn't go that far.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
Very kind of you.
Tombi's actually the producer in the background anyway.
It's like, who the fuck are you talking about? Definitely not us.
We didn't only get the link to the studio like 20 minutes before we went live.
No, would never happen.
And Andy Matthews, good to see you. Hi all, dying of flu. Hope you're doing good. Yes, well, I've actually got an inner ear infection at the moment, so I've been fucking wobbling about everywhere. I have, but I hope you start to get better, mate. I had the flu last week, and so I think that's where the inner ear infection came from.
If you think that's bad, I've got a full-blown dose of AIDS.
Everyone has AIDS.
I'm dead.
I'm a woman.
I died
so you are
1,000 years ago.
That's the greatest one, that is, being female.
See, everybody else is dying. Yanni is just fucked.
It's always a competition, isn't it?
Literally.
Sometimes.
It's always a
guys,
pissing
it
up
just
the wall
becomes
contest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Full-blown AIDS.
Also, Smu in chat being like competent.
Hi, Phoenix.
Phoenix Santos,
Hello.
a pleasure to see you, my friend. Hello, Tombilus, Tombilus chat and panel. Yes, he's supposed to be coming. I think in the next 10 minutes.
Damn.
I know, right?
Having a real good time in America.
And Ro, good to see you.
Hello.
Afternoon again, Yanni, Abe, Kadath Gaming, Hanayama-san, and Jack Tarlad. I have no idea who that last one is.
Some freak.
Hey, that's my word. You don't get to use it. I call myself a freak. You don't get to call me a freak.
Super freak.
Yeah, I think we kind of skirted over this as well. Tombi's at 10K.
Davyverse. Tombi 10k. Congrats, Jack, Abe, and getting him over the line. No way. Is that right?
Yeah,
he
he's
didn't-
over 10K.
we didn't do
he
shit.
woke up.
He
woke up the
did
other
it
day and it
yesterday.
was over
It
10K.
happened yesterday already.
I had no idea he was over 9,000.
It's
That's
over
awesome.
there.
Didn't Vegeta
I
tell
love
you
you guys
that?
so much.
I know.
He hasn't got time for us now. He's in America. It's just like,
Yeah, he's
Good for
the
him.
gallivanting
peasants
around
over
the
there are
world.
beneath me now. I'm
Was.
10,000
stripes.
subs, and that's it. He's
Yeah.
Tam,
international
pack
now.
my bags and wipe my bum. What?
bring me my tea, woman. Tamitha, bring me my tea.
Made it to America, being the big shot. It's like, yeah.
Yes, Davey, we made Tombi the man he is. today.
To be fair, Davey, I will take credit because I told him to make the GTA trailer, which he did, which is the reason why his channel is exploding. So I take full credit for that one.
That is fair.
Absolutely.
2 hobbits searching for Mordor. Mordor.
Jesus.
I will absolutely take credit for that one.
He's gonna come.
Do not come.
Do not
Do
come.
not
Do
come.
not come.
Do not come.
I'm going to have to step
so-
away for a sec, Jack. I've got to make a cup of
Yeah,
tea
no
and
worries,
die.
mate. Crack on. I know what you like. Anyway, I believe Hanayama-san has got some breaking news for us that he put in the private chat.
Yeah, also Davey verse in the chat is being like Korean Jesus to the rescue.
Yeah! Yeah!
God damn it.
So, we have some breaking news.
Would it be this by any chance?
Yeah, so Abe, I put the link in the private chat.
Please hold. Insert elevator music here.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's always the girl from Ipanema, have you noticed? It's always the girl from Ipanema.
It's always, you can
I default to the cantina music because I'm a weirdo.
The only countries that have different elevator music is fucking South Korea and Japan. Everybody else has universally the fucking same.
You know, it's actually a style of music. Elevator music is called Muzak. It's spelled M-U-Z-A-K. Muzak.
I forgot about Muzak.
Yeah. So, and by the way, we now need to be like really sad and shit, or at least pretend we give a fuck, because EA has closed. Cliffhanger Games has fired roughly 200 people, and the announced Black Panther game, as well as the supposedly following Iron Man game, have been canned.
Oh no! What happened? How weird! How strange!
How sad and shit.
Terrible.
Yeah, how sad and shit. It's
I'm gonna be right back.
It's funny though. It's funny though that
It is funny.
No, it's funny because this comes at a time where a bunch of studios are basically kicking their DEI projects to the fucking curb, and Cliffhanger Games was spearheaded by at least 2 of the former Sweet Baby Stink writers.
That's a nasty stink.
Yeah, that's a nasty stink. Like that's some nasty bitch stink.
Nasty stink.
Like, imagine that musk when you walk into that writer's room, like. Yeah, so basically EA was like, yeah, we don't really trust you motherfuckers to make anything good. And they literally just shit-canned the Black Panther game, which was announced in 2023. The Iron Man project, development hasn't started, but that one is dead because, again, they closed the entire fucking studio. And, last I remember, Cliffhanger was like 200, 220-ish people. So, yeah, they basically all just got fired.
Get bent.
Is this do we call this a rare W for EA? Because I don't see this as a loss, like that ass. I do not see this as a loss for EA.
It's a win for us.
Yeah, but that's definitely because one shit game less we have to suffer through. But do we count this as like a rare W for EA to cancel shit before they release it because they realize it's shit?
Maybe they're starting to learn lessons. I don't know if I'm that optimistic though.
I mean, it's like they could not care if Marvel loses track, but again, if you counter in that at least 2 of the SBI people were in Cliffhanger Games, one of them in the upper echelon of decision making, and even EA is heavily cutting down on their fucking DEI shit. I mean, just over the last quarter, they fired like fucking 300 people. So I would not be surprised if shit like this is like signs of things to come from other studios.
We can only hope, my friend. Sorry, Yanni, what were you going to say?
Please, go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say. What were you going to say?
Okay. No, I'm just thinking, I mean, we're already seeing the beginnings of a shift in culture because corporations like this are finally fucking, I'm not going to say reading the room because they just don't have the ability to, but they're finally seeing which way the winds have been blowing and slowly catching up. Will they actually start regularly doing good shit? Not anytime soon, I don't think, but it's definitely a reflection of how times have been changing.
Yeah, I agree. There have been an awful lot of TV projects that have been cancelled recently. I think Ubisoft said that they're going to stop production on like a fuck ton of games just to try and recoup some money somehow. I don't know how they're going to do that. What else was it? One of the things that I did notice was, that Harry Potter TV show. Yeah. Like literally all of the cast are as white as me, apart from Snape. Do you think that they cast Snape and then they couldn't go back on the casting, but they saw the blowback from the fans and they said, I think we just need to keep the rest of the cast white. We'll have the token black guy in there. It's already done now, but we need to cast the rest of these guys like white.
I mean, all of his scenes in retrospect are gonna be so fucking funny now. When fucking when fucking James Potter hangs him from a tree, when fucking Lily Potter walks up to him and is like, "Why do you hate him so much?" And he's like, "Because he exists." that's literally a line that exists in the like, even if you go back to watch the old Harry Potter movies. Lily Potter asks James why he picks on Snape so much, and his literal reply is because he exists. But original Snape is white, so James just picks on him because he's a half-blood. If you now make Snape black, so now they make Snape black, and then James sits and is like, why do you pick on him? Because he exists?
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, that's going to go over great.
Yes.
I mean, it's going to change the concept of mudblood as well to something a lot worse than what it is in
One of the things that I did notice was that they've literally just yesterday announced the casting of the 3 children. And one thing I'm going to preface this with is me personally, I don't care what your political opinions are in regards to, you know, who should and shouldn't be in a show. These guys are all kids. It's like their first roles. Leave them the fuck alone, okay? Yep. Don't start picking on them and that kind of thing. It's the same as when, you know, the original cast for the movies. They actually got a little bit of backlash from certain places. Oh, why did you pick him? Why did you pick him? Just leave the kids alone, yeah? Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. But one thing I will say was that 24 hours before those 3 castings were announced for Ron, Hermione, and Harry, they were supposing in the media that it was going to be some black girl from, was it Bad Girls or something like that?
Yes.
Or
yes.
I mean, it would make sense. I mean, God forbid you have a ginger. We need to make her black.
Well, no, I guess my point was that they were all supposing in the chat, in the media, they were all supposing that this black girl from Bad Girls was, or Mean Girls, was the hot ticket to be cast as Hermione, and then it turns out 24 hours later that they were completely fucking wrong.
Yep. And to be fair, Abe, go first.
I think they should cast Terry Crews as Hermione.
I would watch that.
I would watch that.
No.
In no way acknowledge that he's an older black man.
No.
Carry on as though it is Hermione.
No, Terry Crews as Hagrid.
Fuck it, Terry Crews as everyone. I'm fine with that.
There we go. Yeah.
But specifically Terry Crews as Hagrid. Like every scene when they get sent to Hagrid, and then you have Terry Crews dialogue. Fuck yeah.
Terry Potter.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Harry Crews.
The black girl played Juliet. What was that? The same girl, was it? Smu, the girl with the massive fucking jawline, that really masculine jawline.
And Andy Matthews, Terry Crews as Malfoy.
But to go back to this game getting canned, the Black Panther game getting canned, well, you know, welcome to the real world, my friends. You know, this is what happens when you constantly push out shit. I mean, quite frankly, I'm surprised that they haven't made a George Floyd game called the Black Panther.
Yeah, well, as Smooth just pointed out, there's AI for that.
There is, indeed.
Has anyone got any final thoughts about this subject?
I just find it funny that EA is like, maybe not intentionally, maybe it's unintentionally, but like unintentional, accidental EAW? Like, the fuck?
Yeah, so I thought this here. Little's been shown of Black Panther so far since its announcement in 2023.
Yep. They announced it, I want to say, Gamescom 2023?
Yeah, so they probably just developed the trailer and everything, realised the way the wind was blowing, and then said, let's just put this one on the back burner for now and see how things pan out.
I mean, they have been working on it because there has been an internal build for it, but like no public record of the internal build exists outside of, I believe, 2 people that are under heavy NDA. Specifically, if you know how EA handles their NDA, it's like you are not to speak on this for the next 175 years.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
It's literally like absurd numbers.
Well, yes,
Wakanda for a little while, maybe.
Wakanda temporarily.
Yeah.
No. We can make that tagline, Wakanda for a week.
Yeah.
I heard absolutely nothing about this game or its production. I had no idea that it was in production or there was anything about it. So,
Jacob,
good to see you, mate. Welcome and congratulations on the new home, my friend. I'm so glad that things are looking up for you.
Yeah, it's good to hear.
We're so relieved.
Yeah.
Good progress. Good progress.
Anyway, so what was the Wakanda whatever?
That's perfect.
So, producer Abe, what was the next subject that we have coming up for today?
Let's have a gander.
Yeah. Chop something in there.
How would you fancy talking about a well-known terrorist sympathizer?
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh, not this.
Why are we talking about me again?
I can't fucking even say the word on YouTube, can I?
It depends. Are you talking about that well-known northern delicacy of meatballs bathed in a bath of gravy?
Yeah, we're talking
Yes,
about
a wet bundle of sticks.
Yeah, we're talking about the French baguette.
Oh my God.
So
it was banned and then, funnily enough, unbanned in 24 hours? It looks like
24 hours, and everybody fucking called it.
Yeah, like I even posted it in a group chat and be like, "It's only gonna be for a day, but at least let me enjoy this."
Yeah.
Yes.
So, does anyone want to take the lead on this one?
I mean, I can because I basically posted it. So he got banned for obviously his bullshit that he has been spewing. And they literally, like, he even made this big blog post on Twitter being like, they silenced me for my opinions, blah, First Amendment, blah, blah, blah.
You wish.
And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. You're a trust fund kid. Eat a dick.
Yeah, right. And you resent having to stream anyways. Piss off.
And then specifically under the streamer bans, like if you can scroll through all of the comments, and like everybody called it. It's like, watch, he's gonna be banned for a day. Like one guy was really like, there's one dude is like, it's gonna be 3 days at least, and I'm like, bro, no. Like,
that's cute.
If we're lucky, he's gonna get 24 hours. And then, of course, he was unbanned literally like 1 day and 6 minutes later.
And it was his day off that he was banned on.
Yeah, and he was banned. and he was banned. Yeah, so I was gonna get to that. That's the punchline. He was banned on a Sunday.
No, I ruined it.
No, it's fine.
No,
but he was banned. But he was banned on a Sunday where he doesn't stream anyway. So good on you, Twitch. You did nothing.
And I think so. Nuxanor pointed out that the offence that he was banned for, he committed on stream like 3 or 4 days before his ban.
Yeah,
so
and
if he did it on a Thursday and it got banned on the Friday, he would have lost money.
Yep, but he was banned on a Sunday where he doesn't stream anyway.
And
Good
so,
job.
in bringing that into the sort of fold of what I was going to say, didn't XQC get on stream the other day and he said something like, "Oh,
I know that song."
But in between, he managed to put out that because he's a big content creator himself and he knows, he gets the same notifications as everyone else, that Twitch actually, if you're a big content creator, Twitch actually contact you to schedule your banning.
Oh my God. I wouldn't be at all surprised.
If someone could, where is it? I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, but that would not surprise me at all because we're talking about Twitch here, these fucking spineless dick lickers.
Oh yeah, and if somebody is a big streamer and they're bringing in the money, they're going to do anything they can to kiss their ass, but try to maintain some kind of like public image of being fair, but they're barely putting in any effort.
And
speaks like the Swedish guy in the Muppets.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, Rio, you are correct. No need to apologize, but you are correct.
Has been piss taker.
So I'm just putting that in the chat for you, Abe, or whoever's going to bring it up. So
yeah, also
it's a tweet from an account called Yeet.
Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeet that shit.
As soon as it opens, yada yada, plumbity plum, da 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 da. Same shit happens with thought. Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
100%.
Yep.
I can't believe one of the new metas is sitting on clear plastic chairs and putting a camera underneath a clear plastic chair.
Yep.
Oh, and for her footrest too.
Yep.
Oh,
forget
my
that.
good lord.
Footrest, camera chair.
So,
There's a third one too. I can't remember where it was.
XQC leaks that Twitch will sometimes contact their biggest streamers and work a ban out around their schedule. When you're about to get banned, they send you a DM, he says. Also calls out Hassan's chat for their actions during the reading of the manifesto. So I don't know if you can get that up on stream and play it so that we can... I don't know how long is it? A minute or something?
Okay, chat, guys. I will leak, guys. I will leak a secret. I'm gonna leak a secret. Ready, chat? Guys, I don't know if it still works like that. Back in the days, it worked like that. Okay, when you're about to get banned, they send you a DM. Your partner manager will send you a DM and will contact you. Okay, and if it's like, oh, dude, can we hold off until this day or whatever? Sometimes they'll listen. Okay, it wouldn't surprise me if they timed the ban so where like it would be as half day off or day off or whatever. It is what it is. That's just kind of how it goes. That's like, it's like a known thing. When I had my like week ban for like a cheating or whatever, they're like, yeah, you're gonna get banned from this day.
He says more than I do.
But I think there was like a conversation or whatever on yo, there's a week ban now, whatever. Or last time it was, oh, when you're gonna end your stream, you're probably gonna get banned. That's what it was. The one before that ban. It was, and I was like, okay, well then I'll stay live until fucking like 3 a.m. or some shit like that. Because I mean, and that's what I did.
Holy shit! I'm about to have a fucking nosebleed from that.
Yeah, that's...
Oh,
what?
Did anyone
Painful
understand
to
a fucking word what he said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Have you
difficult.
ever seen the Meat Canyon piss take video of him?
Yes. And it's
Weird-ass
glorious.
American accent.
I've never really seen much of his content, this guy, XQC, but holy shit, that Meat Canyon parody was spot on.
Yes. And
Here's another parody of him. Here's another parody of him.
I think like
Yes.
like you like
Chat.
Exactly.
No,
Dude,
and
I say like too much. That was ridiculous.
yeah. The funniest shit, by the way, XQC reacted to the Meat Canyon parody of him, and he even admitted that it's on point.
That's awesome.
At least he's self-aware.
I don't speak retards. What's that say about us that understood it?
I know, right?
Hey, if you have been on the internet as long as I have, you know how to listen. You know how to listen.
So, Hanayama, were you gonna mention the developments where Asmongold and Elon Musk have been talking about replacing Twitch and doing making Twitter a good streaming platform?
Yeah, so there's basically Asmongold threw the challenge down of like having proper streaming capability on Twitter. And no, I'm just calling it Twitter, fuck you guys. And basically Elon Musk replied to him and it's like, yeah, let's make it happen. So whatever the fuck is gonna happen to that is either the streaming integration that Twitter already has or a completely new streaming integration that is being planned for Twitter because everybody has their fucking shit fed up with fucking Twitch. And depending on how that one turns out and how that one ends, streaming on Twitter might very well be a reasonable option. And then let's see how well the fucking Twitch looks. Because after the ADL complaint about Hassan, there is, speaking of that many of the sponsors are either holding their advertisement or cutting their advertisements down on Twitch, which is going to hurt them even more.
Wow.
All right.
I mean, I think the platform itself, Twitter, X, whatever, it's got a lot of things that it needs to work out. I mean, just the other day we were hit by apparently there was a fire in one of the data centers that they lease. And so obviously as people who use Twitter, X, were very aware, either their timeline went down or their messages went down
Yep.
And I think they've got a little bit more to work out in regards to that kind of thing. But not just that. It seems that a lot of people, including Tombi and Smu and whoever, they seem to have connection issues with Twitch on occasion.
Yeah, so the thing about that one, and I don't know, like, because this is basically if you follow Elon Musk, and I don't, I just saw it because people that follow him retweeted, but the company X is building their own data centers on their own ground, because the fire that has now happened, it is unclear if it was on accident or on purpose, aka if somebody set fire to it. And in order to circumvent continuous problems, and in order to have easier access for maintenance and all that bullshit, they are planning to building new data centers, but on their own ground.
Interesting.
Well, that's good. I mean, because as far as I'm concerned, if one of your data centers goes down and it's going to affect your platform on a fundamental level where people can't access their DMs, or the timeline is not able to access, or even parts of the timeline of what could be accessed, to be able to just switch over to another identical data server, that would be ideal. That would be, that would be much better, don't you think?
Yes. And so once they build like their own data centers on ground, or basically have their own like server farms on ground, if anything happens, they can just take the one that is that has having issues, take that one offline, and circumvent the traffic to the other ones that they have on their own ground. And most of us, like, you would maybe notice a hiccup for like 5 minutes, and then you would sit there and question, okay, was that my connection or theirs?
Exactly.
And then
what? Go on, carry on.
And so you would have like how would you like, you wouldn't have a big disruption of business, let's say.
Yeah. I mean, I use an ad blocker, so, like, I don't ever get ads on Twitter or YouTube or anything like that, so I don't really have that problem. I have it on my phone, and quite literally every other fucking post is an advertisement. So for your entire timeline to go down and to be serving no advertisements whatsoever, that's got to be a bit of a kick in the nuts from a business point of view.
When I went through before Elon was taking over, the advertisements were getting ridiculous on there, and I was going through every day because I didn't really have a fat lot else to do, and just reporting each advert. I'd report it as a harmful post. So I did that like 50 times a day, and eventually they banned me. No, they banned me anyway. But so that's a problem for me, because if I want to stream, right, I shouldn't even be on Twitter. I've been previously banned on Twitter twice, and I'm running a third account, and if they ban that, I'll just make a fourth and fuck it. But I'm never going to be able to stream on Twitch, because I'm never going to be able to monetize on Twitch, because I'm not supposed to be on Twitch. And if I did, the rug could be pulled straight out from under me, and my monthly income would just be, fucked. And that's based on the bans that were given to me pre-Trump in the old pre-Elon Musk era. I've appealed them. Fun. They won't overturn them. They won't ban. They won't even look at the appeal.
Of course.
So, it's disenfranchising a bunch of people who got previously banned for incorrect reasons.
Yeah, man.
The same thing is happening on YouTube at the moment. I don't know whether we've touched upon this since the last Chinwag, but Ryan Roger Athay got recently nuked from YouTube.
Yep.
One of the great things that has happened to him, actually, and I don't say that lightly because it's a terrible thing to have built up, quite a following on YouTube, only to be nuked for arbitrary reasons, because they still didn't give him an actual reason as to why he was banned. They just nuked the channel.
Brigaded by Alyssa McCante is basically.
Yeah, there was no warning either.
Perhaps maybe that is the issue. However, it is one of the best things that could have happened to him, and probably one of the worst things that could have happened for YouTube, because in a way, like I understand that the world is a very big place, and so is the internet. But in a way, it has spurred an awful lot of people, an awful lot of content creators to move over to Rumble. Now, I'm experiencing an awful lot of issues with Rumble myself, but Ryan was able to amass like 500 followers in a week just from moving to Rumble.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And immediately he's already monetized there because, and I'm monetized on Rumble as well. Anyone who's using Rumble who is over a certain amount of followers is monetized because they can send, the chat can send Rumble rants, they can buy memberships, they can send gift memberships, etc., etc. That's a huge incentive. Rather than having to go jump through all these fucking hoops. Like Atom Gray, his channel at the moment, he's hit all of the goals on YouTube. In fact, he's surpassed all of the goals on YouTube. And even still, they are, you know, not monetizing them, or it's under review or fucking whatever. And why do you have to jump through all these fucking hoops? Help the creators out.
Yeah.
They're the one literally bringing people to your platform. They're literally the ones that are creating the revenue for you.
Yeah. And so basically, Atom, B-roll stage, Rumble, when?
Yeah. Are you not already on Rumble, though? Is B-roll stage not already on Rumble?
I thought they were, but I'm not confident.
I know that they stream to Twitch as well.
Exactly.
And if you are on Rumble, plug your shit.
Do it. Yeah, put your stuff in the chat there. Anyway, has Smu Spiff did a little tea spilling about the Twitch finances. They are bleeding cash every second. That doesn't fucking surprise me even remotely.
Well, all their advertisers, all the streamers are saying all this Hassan shit is decimating our ad revenue. So that's cross-platform. He has affected all Twitch streamers.
So be it Yanni or Abe, can you highlight Atom Gray's link?
Oh, there you go. It is on Rumble.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, so follow B-Roll on Rumble, user B-Roll stage. They have some really great content. If you've ever seen Mystery Science Theater 3000, it's very much like that. I've been dying to get on the show myself. Unfortunately for me, it's rather late of a nighttime, so it's very rare that I get the opportunity to even be in the chat there. So, but go and check it out. I think it's a hilarious time. Sometimes things don't go exactly to plan, and it makes it even all the more entertaining. So
we can't relate to that at all.
No,
we're always
we are always on cue, on time, got every shit sorted like every week. Intros every week only take like 30 minutes.
Yeah, but Tombi does all of it. Come on.
Yeah. We're consummate professionals. Now, how the fuck do you do any of this again?
I will say, hasn't this stream worked pretty well with one person presenting it, one person producing it, or two people producing it, really, because we've had Abe doing the videos and the content, and we've had Yanni doing some or all of the, the messages. I think this has worked pretty well, the three of us.
Anyway, teamwork makes the dream work.
For people that didn't even know they had jobs today.
Uncle Martin, yes. I'm gonna say yes because I think I know which song I do know what song you're talking about. Do it, link it.
I mean, this kind of shows just how absolutely adept Tombi is at doing this sort of stuff. He'd be multitasking this and about 15 other things simultaneously.
And it takes fucking 3 of us.
Yeah, to sort of barely get it doing anything.
And there's still a bunch of issues.
Yeah.
What issues? Yeah. I don't see no issues.
Well, anyway, have we got any final thoughts on Hassan, or can we leave that bundle of sticks alone?
Going to say about the offer Asmongold made to Elon Musk. He said he'd probably do around 20 hours a week for a month or 4 to get the whole back-end website for streaming on Twitter fixed, and he would work for free because he's already got tons of fucking money. You don't need any fucking money, so he would just do it to fix the website and give everyone a streaming platform if Elon's up for it. And Elon was like, yeah, okay, let's make it happen. So if those two are going to do it, then it's probably going to be good. We'll just have to wait and see. It's going to have teething problems, but it's got to be 4K. You know, it's got to be stable, and the videos have got to start. Their video playback on just like clips and little TikToks and stuff is shit. It just doesn't serve it quick enough. Anyway,
so this video that Uncle Martin's talking about, could it be put in the memes section?
Yes.
Yanni?
Yeah, it could.
Yes.
It could.
Okay.
Let me give a little bit of context to it, but yes, it can.
Okie dokie. So, Abe, what subjects do we have left to speak about? Because we're at 15:15 the hour now, or nearly 20 past the hour. We're going to be going into memes about 30:30, and we'll end up finishing the show maybe about 1:45, 10:45, because I've got a show to get to myself.
Is it 11 o'clock that new show for you, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we have a short little topic that we can squeeze in there?
Yeah, I've got a link for a whole bunch of politics shit, and frankly, we can skip it because it's mostly about the failure of two-tier queer again. So
the failure of the fucking swamp head.
Nobody predicted
it. The sausages.
Yeah,
so after we've just spent 20 minutes roasting Twitter, here's a wonderful little bit from Twitter. And this is all about VO3. I'm sure some of you probably seen some of these.
Oh, yeah.
But these are
how many times is she going to say, like, take a drink?
100% AI.
What's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time?
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
What's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time?
Oh,
yeah. So, and this is all AI.
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
So I mean, the comedy could do with a bit of work, but...
Yeah, but it's
when we get in there, I want no bullshit. You stay on my 6 at all times.
This one in particular shows the potential for filmmaking that it has.
Stay sharp. These fuckers are nasty and
And
dangerous.
remember that at this point, this is the worst it will ever be.
Yep.
Yes.
What the hell happened
It's just going to keep getting better and better and better.
That guy just got shot from the corner.
Was that JD Van?
There's nobody there. Who are they shooting?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot at a wall. Take that ball.
The clone army's coming.
Yeah.
I don't believe
These
in
walls in
barriers.
particular.
Let me free.
AI can't shoot for shit. We're all going to be safe. They're shooting each other. They're on the same team. They're on the same side.
No, see, Greg.
Shoot these walls randomly.
No, Greg. You need to understand. No, Greg. You need to understand. This is the recruitment video for Stormtroopers.
Victory Royale with a pickaxe.
So none of this is real either.
Yes.
This is AI, is it?
Victory Royale with a pickaxe.
This is all bullshit.
The fact that we have
The-
to ask if it's AI or not just says how far it's come, and then it's gonna just, I mean, it's the improvements aren't slowing down.
This guy isn't a real person.
Nope.
This isn't real footage of the game.
Nope.
Oh.
It's all AI.
Wasn't a real script, wasn't really said.
Yeah.
We can talk. We can talk.
No more silence.
Yes, we can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk. We can talk. We can talk.
Oh, I think that would be
I can
marvelous.
see.
Yes, it is very fun. But
Yes, it is very good.
It's very fun.
I can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
Yes.
Because
We
now
can
even the
talk.
voices,
We can
the
talk.
dialogue,
talk.
the
Yes.
background music, all of the diegetic sounds, they're all produced by this AI.
cartoons. This is amazing.
Imagine all the narrative possibilities.
We can sing talk.
Let's talk.
So, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about now that we can talk?
I have no idea. What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about it.
Taco about it.
I don't know if I have something to say.
That was way too realistic, that one.
Right?
I'm a hallucination. I want to say something important, something deep. The future is still in our hands.
That's cliche dialogue.
Bro, have you seen your jacket?
The AI roasting itself, that's cliche dialogue.
Wow.
Yeah, no additional sounds or anything added.
Yep.
No.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
That's ice, dickhead.
Would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck?
Hey, Yanni, what are you doing there?
Hey!
Woodchuck
Why did you be in my sisters?
How much
Nice
wood would a
purple
woodchuck
hood.
chuck if a woodchuck could chuck
Thanks, I'm really
wood?
proud of it.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
I was about to
much
just
wood
punch him.
What
Would
the
a
fuck?
What the fuck
woodchuck
indeed?
chuck?
How much wood?
You can't believe your lying eyes anymore.
What line,
Right.
guys?
And of course, we're not
The
gonna.
sum of the squares of the two shorter sides is equal to the square of the longest side.
There you go. Now you can actually get tutorials from Pythagoras himself.
It's like Bill and Ted's. Bill and
A
Ted's
video about nothing?
second.
It's about
film.
nothing.
Oh.
Who would watch a video about nothing?
You would be surprised.
So this is an AI video about nothing?
It's about nothing. Who would watch a video about nothing?
People do it
There you
all
go.
the time on the internet.
To a non-existent car show. Very important in terms of how we go forward.
It was
See, that's unbelievable.
great
He didn't say
to
fuck
come
or
to
bloody
the
even one.
conference because my husband loves cars.
His head didn't even bubble.
EV now. I love my muscle cars.
Fuck and he didn't break out into a song and dance.
I try to stay as healthy as I can so I can make it to the next car show.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Look, if Biden's made it this far through a fucking cancer diagnosis, then I'm sure he can make it to the next car show.
Yeah.
We're gonna light up the sky.
Wild.
Fiery but mostly peaceful.
I'm not sure I can go on.
Me either, mate. Me
Yeah.
either.
You're not alone, man.
Yeah. So.
So, what's
Wow,
people's
what's
thoughts on this brand new world of AI that Google VO has VO3 has brought upon us? Horrors beyond comprehension comes to mind.
I'm not surprised that we're at this point. I mean, I think a lot of people aren't surprised because AI has been improving at such an incredible rate, and it's just going to keep doing that. But we also, I really
Yeah, I
wish
showed it
that
on the
people
pub as well.
I really wish people on a whole would start thinking about what this is going to do for the
Hey,
court of
Sonia.
public opinion, honestly. Hi, Sonia. Because we're constantly seeing, we're already take clips that are out of context and believe whatever we're told and run with it in a lot of cases. Now, what are we going to do with AI as a tool? Because people aren't in the habit of going, yeah, I see that video clip, but is it real or not? We're not going to have that habit developed right away. So I worry about what the internet is going to do with it, honestly. But that's
Greg, you were going to say something?
I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
That doesn't
I didn't realize
surprise
I stepped
me.
over you. I'm sorry.
Smoo raises a good point.
Who?
Smoo raises a good point.
What?
Does he?
Where?
Put it up
Where?
on the screen then.
It's there. It's right there.
I don't see anything on the
I
screen.
don't
Oh,
see
there we go.
anything.
We
Oh,
are
there.
fucked.
Yes.
There you go.
Yep. Well, and the
That's
thing is
strange.
that oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that's strange that all came up for you guys, but I couldn't see it on my side. Anyway, so carry on, Yanni.
No, I couldn't either,
Lag.
Jack. Shit, no, I forgot what I was going to say.
It's female Greg, people. Ladies and gentlemen. Push Cooks, welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. Was that by Tombi? I believe it was. Maybe not, because it was AI. It didn't know how to judge the height properly.
I think the people who went to Diddy parties in Epstein Island are going to be very relieved the technology will be able to give them plausible deniability for any videos that happen to crop up. Yes. Oh, it was AI! Yeah. In the future and going forwards, that is a perfect defense for them. They can say, well, it was made after this time or whatever. I know there's metadata involved in image formats and so on, but
and you know,
it gives them plausible deniability to the press. A genuine piece of footage can come out and they can have a PR company put around a story that it's fake AI generated, cast some kind of doubt or aspersion on it, and discredit it in the eyes of the public, and that they're making a political point or a justice related point. They're going to swing a jury in favor or swing an electorate in favor. It's really dangerous.
Yeah,
Galadorn raises a very good point there. I'm more concerned with law courts and fake crimes. Yeah, the just being able to stitch you up. Right, you were going to say something about your fake husband, Yana.
Shut up. Well, again, because I kind of piggybacking on that, that the laws are not going to keep up with this at all. I mean, we've seen historically, laws don't keep up with technology. It's always a reactive thing. They don't actually keep up to date. And so things have to go to shit for a while, and then laws will be put into place. So it's just going to be a whole thing. And then, my husband and I were actually talking about this the other day, and he raised a good point that, there can be you already have an issue with AI being able to recognize AI, because you put stuff into AI and ask, hey, is this an AI generated image? And it'll say no or yes and be completely wrong. And he had said
I've literally put a photograph of myself into an AI detector, and it said that I was AI.
Yeah, he did that with Amano art, actually. He put in art made by Amano, and they said that, yes, this was generated by AI. And he's like, bitch, this was made 20 years before AI was out and about. But he made the good point that, I guess you'll need to figure out some sort of way to watermark AI creations, but then how do you prove that? And then powers that be can go ahead and say that, no, there was no watermark here. This was totally real. Like, who controls the watermark and yada, 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 yada. So, I mean, we've had this a long time coming. We all knew that, at least most of us knew that the AI development was inevitable. It doesn't matter how much you go kicking and screaming. It's here. It's going to develop. It's going to get better. We just got to talk about it and try our best to get ahead of it as much as we can, though I clearly don't have a whole lot of hope.
Yeah. So we were talking about this on Ionox. I think it was the same Rogues Gallery that Smu and I was on, where I butchered the AI voices that he linked in the chat earlier. Society Reviews asked the question, asked a very similar question to what's being presented here, and my response to it was that if it's becoming so real that we cannot tell the difference between one or the other, then it needs to be a law or something like that. Something needs to be mandated so that AI generated content must contain a certain kind of checksum or something like that can't be removed even by even watermarking. I would rather have a forensically analyzable checksum, something that is embedded into the metadata, as Greg was saying.
I guess that's what I mean by that. Yeah, sorry. Maybe watermark but that's what I mean. Sorry.
I thought you meant like a watermark on the website, but yeah.
That too, but I guess an embedded watermark. So no, you're right. Sorry, maybe watermark's not the best word for it, but yes.
But no, you are right though. A forensic watermark of some kind needs to be mandatory. So that we can tell the difference between, because I understand that sticking a physical watermark, or a visual watermark on it, that's not going to be good for creating like proper videos and stuff like that. You know, you're going to want to have that watermark removed, but to have a forensically identifiable thing that's forensically identifiable to a certain company or a certain AI model or whatever, it needs to be in there, because we are getting to that point now. You know, you are all right. We're getting to that point now where we are finding it very difficult to tell the difference. Just go and watch that video of me doing my AI voices. You would find it very difficult to believe that that was actually me and not the AI.
I believe it.
So basically, you have like a digital engravement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I just wonder how that's going to actually get enforced, and will it be enforced properly? Because powers that be, I'm sorry, I'm going to sound like crazy conspiracy theorist, but powers that be would use that to their benefit. Like, oh no, there wasn't any sort of indication that this was AI. This is so totally real. We didn't remove anything. I don't know. That's me.
You already know.
Well, somebody's funded the development of this, and if you look at the people who have been involved in, say, the OpenAI Foundation, like Elon Musk doesn't think they're very good people. He thinks that some of them are some of the most evil people on Earth, and these are the people that have been pushing, image generation technology and moving picture generation technology as the priority for artificial intelligence. And I think that it's because they need the elites who have the cash to generate this kind of resource, need it in order to survive going forward. They need that plausible deniability for the twisted satanic shit these motherfuckers get up to.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Texas has already implemented a change to an existing law that says that it's a felony to depict minors in no-no situations. They added AI images to it. Well, fucking good. I mean, why would you want to be fucking generating images like that in the first place? It's creepy just to fucking draw images like that. Do you know what I mean? Depict.
Oh, that's because you're a healthy individual with morals.
Well,
I mean, Johnny Somali's being done in South Korea on 2 counts of AI-generated revenge porn or something. 10.5 years per count.
Yes. So Johnny Somali currently is looking at 36 years.
But that's a maximum, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the maximum sentence. He's looking at 36 years. He will not get 36, but he's looking at it. He is looking at it. And it will be more, in case you have seen Legal Mindset's latest update. It will be more.
Has he been doing other things? He's got more.
Oh, fuck yeah. Because Johnny Somali is an idiot. But it's 35, so I think it's time for the memes.
The memes. It's meme time. So
meme time.
let's blast through these then, Abe, because I'm sure there was quite a few of them. One AI Jack as a white bloke.
Forth the meme master.
See you later, Sonia.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Sonia. Take care, and to anyone who's left us during the stream, thank you for being here. Anyway, memes. It's time for memes.
Yay!
Isn't this just beautiful? I bet this isn't even fake.
It's making me want to throw my fucking ring up.
Okay, let me just switch to another one.
Oh,
God. Okay.
Yay!
More memes.
Oh, but this isn't a meme, though. This is just a reaction. Keep play it, though, because I've got some things to say about this.
Oh, kid.
Okay, so it was a meme.
I think you'll find this qualifies as a meme.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh my God!
But who the fuck is giving a phone to a child at 0 years of age? Do you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what, it's not Ted Kaczynski, that's for sure.
Idiots would do that.
It's a lot of parents have done, at least during my time in childcare, a lot of kids I took care of they were used to having a screen in front of them, whether it's a tablet, phone, the TV. It's amazing how much they use the screen to babysit, even when they praise themselves on being such good parents and not doing that. But
hey, Rick.
And Rick cannot type for shit.
What else is new?
What the fuck is even that? Like, holy shit. Anyway, good shit, Rick Cleary.
Yes, it was Bush Cooks. It was Ted Kaczynski.
Yes. There's some white guy in Slovakia with a Chinese IGN and then just spent. Just wanted to throw that out there. Let me translate this.
Oh no.
His face! Look at his face!
Guy in Slovakia with a Chinese IGN and then just.
But here's the best part. It's not even Chinese because I could read it.
No.
Yep.
So it's the wrong Asian, you dumb motherfucker.
Wrong Asian.
Again.
They're all the same, right?
Yeah,
close enough. Yeah.
Because clearly Stream had Korean Jesus the entire time.
Chinese, Japanese, Dirtinese, what are these?
Exactly. This one is for all of the neurotic people out here, including myself and Tombi. This would drive me fucking insane.
Oh, no.
And now I can't watch it.
You're about to watch your favorite show, and you notice this. You notice.
Oh yeah,
you notice something. What is that? You got it lined up. Is the H higher than the B?
What?
Oh god! I have to
It's a nightmare.
Look, zoom on the lines.
Look at it.
No, I can't.
Look at it.
Look, you can see.
I feel it. I can feel the error.
Look at that.
It's worse.
I am dying inside right now.
It's worse.
It's worse.
Screw it. All right. The top.
Wait for it.
It's saying the H is higher than the B. That's not the worst part. Ready for the worst part?
Hold on to your asses.
What's the O doing?
Whatever the fuck it likes.
Sticking way off the top. It's way higher than the H. That's even higher than the H. HBO, what is going on?
You guys are weird.
That is a fucking war crime.
No, that's just funny. That's just funny.
So, if anyone's ever tried to learn Spanish...
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
How do you say when in Spanish?
Cuando.
Cuando. What about you tell?
Dime.
Cuentas.
Oh, cuentas, okay. No,
Stories?
dime is tell me, isn't it?
Cuentos. How many?
Cuantos.
Cuantos. And you count? Cuenta. So how would you say when you tell stories, count how many stories you tell? Cuando cuentas cuentos. Cuenta cuántos cuentos cuentas. How do you say when in Spanish?
I love it.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's so fucking good. I mean, there's also the memes. It's like when you try to learn Italian and it's like some random fucked up sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
No sound.
No volume.
He
You're
has been
muted,
silenced.
Asmongold.
Oh, no. Speak
You're
to
muted.
us.
What is this? Even the smallest person can be the change of the course of our future. This is absolutely ridiculous. Who makes these?
Oh my god!
What fucking psycho deranged person makes these things? This is crazy. What is this? Even the smallest person can be the change of the course of our...
Yep.
Asmongold shorts are my mainstay.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Don't forget the Uncle Martin song.
Yep. I'll just show you this one briefly.
There's Tombi in the chat. Hello, mate. Good to see you, Tombi.
Hi, Tombi. We're not fucking things up.
Oh no!
Well, no more than usual. No more than usual.
Yeah. We kind of went there.
Oh God!
Look, hold on. In the corner, there's one on the side.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The first
one with George Floyd on.
The first one.
That's my boy.
Oh my
God! Jesus.
Sweet Lord above.
Fucking hell. Well, isn't that Celine Dion as well?
It looks
Oh
like
my God.
Kind of does look like her.
God,
holy shit.
But quite frankly, it could be any woman nowadays.
Or man.
Right, where's the link from Uncle Martin?
Oh yes, this song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, because we need to start wrapping it up.
No. Yanni, wait with the context. First the song, and then you give context. It's the other way around is funnier.
Okay.
The other way around is funnier.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely. If they don't,
Okay.
because here's the thing: if they have no idea what the fuck this is about, the reaction is going to be way more funny than if you tell them beforehand.
Roll clip.
Okay. Bear with
Roll credits.
No worries. I thought it would be funnier with context, but I'm
No.
going to trust you on this.
Context needs to be at the end.
Hurry the fuck up, Abe!
This will be the last one, and then we'll do our outros.
Yeah.
Don't hold the flashlight for Jack. It's scary.
You can hold the fleshlight for me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll leave that to Hanayama.
Who was the one who did the buzzing noise then?
Bitch, I will come over there and I will bite your nose off.
Who did the buzzing noise?
I think it was Hanayama.
Yes.
Hanayama, you have got some fancy fucking fleshlight, bro.
Yeah.
Mine's manual.
Technology, motherfucker.
Courtesy of Uncle Martin.
Yes.
Tiny paws of fury rise tonight. Spinning wheels of chaos take their flight. Little claws of pain in the wheel of dread. Eyes like black holes where chaos is bred. Adorable, but with a savage gleam. A hamster's wrath, a twisted dream. The wheel spins, a portal to rage. Cage marshmallow, a tiny stage. Shaving slime, a storm of doom. Hamster fury seals your tomb.
I don't know if we have time for the whole thing, but you get it.
Yeah.
Nice double bass drum action there.
Right?
Absolutely.
Is that an AI animation?
Yeah. Friday night. I love the furry fury in the pink. Hi, Cam!
Hello, Tamatha.
I love it. Anyway, yes. Go subscribe to Uncle Martin on Rumble. That's what it's for. It's great.
Yeah, if someone wants to drop that in the live chat there, then I guess they can go and watch it. But we do have to kind of wrap it up a little bit now. How much is left in the video?
Yeah, this turns on for a little while, so we should go.
Halfway through.
Yeah, you can.
No, there's 30 seconds. I think we can wait 30 seconds.
It's about a minute.
Oh. A minute is not half a minute.
Yeah, you can pause.
Spinning circles, a cyclone of wrath. Cuteness carved a destructive path. Cheeks stop fall, a madness untamed. The smallest beast, the wildest flame. Frothing tyrant, eroding king. Hamster heaven, the carnage sing. The wheel spins, a portal to rage. Cage bars rattle, a tiny stain.
The song is a fucking banger, though.
It is, yeah.
Hamster fury seals your doom.
Like it's one of those. It's one of those
Fantastic.
metal songs that you could fall asleep to.
Pretty
I love
awesome.
Absolutely.
You are fucking weird. I like metal music, but I couldn't fall to fucking sleep to metal music. Jesus Christ.
I fell asleep at a gig once.
So, but now, but now it's the funny one, Yanni. So, what was that song about?
That song was about a character from Baldur's Gate, specifically a setting from D&D named Boo. And Boo is what Hanayama, correct me here. Boo is a miniature giant
hamster.
Giant space hamster. The miniature giant space hamster. And yeah, he's got his barbarian or human companion. And I recently discovered this. Minx, yes. Discovered this in Baldur's Gate when playing with Uncle Martin, and Uncle Martin decided that he would make this gem of a music video. I was inspired by that, but yes, it's based off of Boo.
It was fantastic. Just wanted to react to IcklePickle there. You're going to Sleepy Hollow tomorrow. Fantastic. Don't lose your head. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so we are going to go around the horn now. It's coming up on 10 to the hour, and I believe the Eclectic Goat needs to use her the stream thing. So let's get it done fucking snappy. Abe, go for it. What you gonna do? Where you gonna be?
Hold on a second. Let me just figure this fucker out.
Nope.
Okay.
No time to figure that out.
No time. Next, Greg.
I'm doing fuck all, mate. Hanayama,
buddy.
I'm doing fuck all, mate. I'll be back next Wednesday. See you then.
Yay.
Hanayama.
Yep.
Indeed, see you next Wednesday. Fuck off.
Yeah.
All right.
There is no anime after dark this week, so I got nothing. So see you next week.
See you next week. Okay.
Fuck it.
Is that the same for you, Abe?
Yep. Consummate professional.
Yanni?
All right. My headset's about to die, so I'm gonna go quick too. Baldur's Gate tomorrow, and I'm also on Unlocking Lore, the Geeky Crochet. I'm on her channel tomorrow in the evening. You can find me over at Yarnwitch Live on both YouTube and Rumble. Find me on Rumble. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
And don't forget, of course, for hand-dyed yarns, go to pineandcauldron.com.
Oh, thank you.
Indeed. Also, Abe lied because there is Marvel Rivals tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I do have things going on, but we don't have time to piss about that.
Yeah, but still, you lied.
And I'm Jack Tarlad. I've been your host for this evening in place of Tombi. I'd like to thank all of the panelists and thank all of you in the chat for being here today. It's been a fantastic show. I've had a great time. You can catch me in about 10, maybe 15 minutes now on my channel, on Rumble and on YouTube, doing a new show called Something or Nothing. Tonight we're talking about planetary conjunctions and their role in space travel. Catch me on all of my socials at Jack Tarlad, and don't forget to check out tomorrow's Read and Roll on my YouTube channel. We have the Eclectic Goat as guest adventurer. However, from all of us here at the Hump Day Chinwag, we'll see you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock as usual. But until then, thanks everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.